are so real. Already know exactly how you feel. See the head, not like seeing a steeple. You damn well know they're one of the people. Nobody breaks us, 'cause nobody made us, and no one can take this 'cause we got their fix. We are the people, we are the people, we are the people. Don't mess with this. Let's go.
Good morning to you. It is Patrick and the people. It is Tuesday of Thanksgiving week. Welcome to the show. Hope you're having a great day. Let me get you introduced. Oh, shit. There we go. Right off the bat, spilling coffee, man. That's the way to do it. Let me introduce you to the cast while my laptop gets soaked. To my left here is Dustyn Bundrick. Bundy, we call him.
What's up,
Owner of Bundy Electric. Hey, I appreciate that, man.
Yeah, use that, man.
Here.
There you go.
You sure?
Yeah.
Oh, you're a gentleman and a scholar right there.
Super rich.
Yeah, this is how we like to come into a Tuesday right here.
All right.
We'll finish that up later.
Yeah.
Screw my pants, huh? And they're pink on top of that, man. That's great. Anyway.
You got the boots, though.
Yeah, I do got the boots. To my right, it is the Bruce Buffer of Arkansas. It's Rich Rockwell. How you doing, buddy?
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Good morning to you.
Thanksgiving week.
Yes, indeed. And to my right, joining us in the studio for the first time, it's Andy Jones. Andy has a farming business. He raises turkey, right? Is that correct?
Yes, sir. Lots of them. We
Get right up on that mic there.
we grow about 200,000 of them a year.
200,000.
Wow.
That's a lot of damn turkeys, bro.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah.
Happy
You
Turkey
thank
Day.
Andy if you got a good turkey, man. We'll talk more about that later for sure. First of all, let's get to those who have outrun the Grim Reaper locally. Wish a very happy birthday to Portia Durham. You may know her as a nurse practitioner at Baptist Health Med Center. So happy birthday,
Yeah,
Portia.
shout out. Happy birthday.
Yeah, appreciate your service, by the way. We'll get into some of these celebrities here. Let's see who we got. Hell, nobody you give a damn about, to be honest with you, for the most part.
Nobody?
No, not really. DJ Khaled's 49.
Okay.
Fleetwood Mac's John McVie is 79. Rita Ora is 34. Facebook co-founder Chris Hughes is 41. Impressionist, there used to be a guy, Rich Little. He did a lot of impersonations. He's 86 now. In other news, Rich Little's alive. Let's see, is there anyone else here? No, that's all. That's all. So we'll get into, I do have one other birthday here. I should do that. Happy 28th birthday to mattress actress Elin Flame. I'm certain that you know her from the fine film She Made Us Lesbians. I don't know what that means. I'm sure it's a great, great film, though.
Classic.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Let's see. In 2005 and 2011, Sony tried its hands at PlayStation handheld consoles in the form of the PSP and the PlayStation Vita. Now, sources are claiming they're ready to give it another go. Supposedly, the handheld is being developed and could run PS5 games natively.
They already have that.
Do they? What is it?
Oh gosh, what is it called? But I know it's some type of thing. Like you have to have the PlayStation 5 in order to do it.
Yeah.
But it's some type of controller thing, and you can just remote it to your PlayStation and take your PlayStation 5 with you. I'll find out.
Well,
the
maybe
name of it.
PlayStation doesn't make that. I don't know.
There was some kind of a remote way you could do that years ago. Like
Yeah.
you could take your laptop to town as long as you had good internet at home and where you were at.
Yeah.
You could play on your PlayStation from wherever you were.
Wow, that's interesting. Lyle Menendez's wife, Rebecca Sneed, announced separation after 20 years of marriage, saying it wasn't due to a cheating scandal. She posted on his Facebook account, said they've been separated for a while, but said there's no bad blood. They're still best friends. She's committed to supporting him in his brother's right and fight for freedom. The announcement comes at an important moment because they're set for a significant hearing where their lawyer will seek to reduce their sentences, reclassify their convictions from murder to manslaughter. She said her unwavering support and belief, or he said her unwavering support and belief is something he's grateful for. I don't know. I guess they're going to get out. I don't know. I'm not exactly sure.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, it does appear so.
Yeah.
And if the documentary is accurate, look, they've been in there a long time, man.
Yeah, we did watch that documentary on Netflix.
Yeah,
It was good.
it's interesting, isn't it?
I heard that the holdup was like the district attorney or somebody. And
Yeah, they just changed
they
DA.
got to get a new one. Yeah.
People in Miami may want to pay close attention to their spouses this winter, according to new research from Ashley Madison. The controversial dating service for married people has just come out with their list of top cities for cheating during the winter. South Florida is number one, by the way. While you might roll your eyes at any research from Ashley Madison, they are at least experts in that area. Let's see, the dating site looks at which cities have the most signups per capita for new members to find out the places where adultery is most likely. So it turns out Miami, not the only place. Orlando was second, followed by Vegas and Tampa. A lot of banging in Florida.
Yeah.
Further down the list, some winter hotspots like Spokane, Denver, Pittsburgh, and Cleveland, Richmond, Buffalo, St. Paul. Hey, Arkansas didn't make the list. That's good. That's good. Let's see. Just hours after special counsel Jack Smith asked a judge to dismiss the election interference case against President-elect Trump, that is exactly what happened. The judge dismissed the election interference charges against Trump without prejudice, meaning he could be tried for charges after leaving the White House. Smith moved to dismiss the appeal of the classified documents case against Trump. Special counsel asked that both the prosecution in the interference case and the appeal case continue against his co-defendants. U.S. Attorney Damian Williams, the top federal prosecutor in New York, announced yesterday he plans to resign December 13th. Edward Y. Kim, his deputy, will become the acting U.S. attorney after he's gone. Williams had been overseeing the prosecution of New York Mayor Eric Adams. Sean Diddy Combs secured convictions against Robert Menendez, Jeffrey Epstein's accomplice Ghislaine Maxwell, cryptocurrency mogul Sam Bankman-Fried. President-elect Trump already announced his plans to nominate his former Security and Exchange Commission head Jay Clayton to the position. President Biden gave the gift of freedom to 2 turkeys yesterday. Well, I think that's what he said. I wasn't sure. I watched it. It was a lot of garble, but I'm pretty sure he was pardoning the turkeys, Peach and Blossom. And he joked there were over 2,000 people at the event. Most of them wanted a pardon, too. Might be true. I don't know. The former sheriff of Letcher County, Kentucky, pleaded not guilty to upgraded charge of murder of a public official during an arraignment hearing yesterday. He's the guy who was accused of shooting that district judge, Kevin Mullins, in the judge's chambers. That was in September. A grand jury indicted him. Before that, he had pleaded not guilty. Judge Julia Adams decided yesterday to keep him in jail without bond because of safety concerns. Yeah, if you're the sheriff and you walk into the judge's chambers and you smoke him, you might be a danger to the community.
Right.
Jesus. Macy's reported stronger than expected sales for the third quarter, but held off on releasing its full quarterly results. The department store chain said it found an issue connected with delivery expenses. An independent investigation found a single employee intentionally made erroneous accounting errors to hide up to $154 million from the fourth quarter of 2021 through the third quarter of this year. They don't believe they had any impact on the company's cash management. Yes, somebody was trying to embezzle money and was trying to park it.
Yes.
And got caught.
Skim some off the top.
Yeah, they were trying to go, what's the Office Space on them?
Yeah.
Remember, he rounded it up. Have you seen that movie, Office Space?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's a classic, man. Let's see. Starbucks, a cyber attack on the software maker Blue Yonder last week has had Starbucks with fits. The company said this attack is interfering with its ability to track the hours of baristas and manage their pay. The software that fell victim lets Starbucks employees view and manage their schedules, account for work hours, and so on. The dictionary.com is named the 2024 Word of the Year. It is demure. The announcement of that selection yesterday on the platform's website said that part of the Word of the Year isn't just about being popular. It revealed the story. Well, I'm not reading all that bullshit. Demure is just a big word online. It's been all over TikTok and
I
Instagram.
just saw a coffee shop in Conway yesterday, Demira Coffee.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Really?
I was like, man, it caught on quick.
Nothing like
They did a
riding the
skit
Johnny
on-
Come Lately, huh?
They did a skit on SNL about just that word.
Did they really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
must have been what everybody had this morning that couldn't drive on the interstate.
Oh my
Yeah.
God!
No
You too.
kidding.
We were
No
just
kidding.
talking about that. I'm glad
Yeah,
somebody
no,
else
it's
agrees.
Once you get past Conway, it's a different country.
No, you're right about
Yeah.
that, man. Just going to Conway drives me crazy, or back and forth on the freeway.
And is it just me, or does it seem like the Texas license plates are a whole new breed?
No,
of
they,
Texas
you know,
driving?
Texas used to be the fast driving, get out of your way people, man.
Yeah.
Listen, they come through Arkansas going 100 and daring you to pull them over.
Right.
Now, man, something happened, man. They got weak over there.
Dude, it's like
It's
they.
embarrassing for
Right.
Texas.
They don't have Demure coffee.
That must be what it is. That's it. On the first day of Michigan's deer hunting season, a hunter in Emmett Township called 911 after he noticed a man looking suspiciously at his ATV. Turns out that man wanted by authorities. Earlier that day, the suspect involved in a hit and run where he rammed into a vehicle his girlfriend was in, causing a multi-vehicle crash. After the crash, he fled into the woods where the hunter spotted him. Thanks to the tip, Michigan State Police located, arrested him without incident. They expressed gratitude to the hunter for promptly calling 911, which helped him trap him down. Hey, here's a good story. Columbia, South Carolina, grandmother Dell Davis recently faced a terrifying situation when her 2-year-old grandson began choking in the car on their way home from a doctor's appointment. Noticing him gagging and struggling to breathe through a rearview mirror, Miss Davis stopped her car in the middle of the road, turned on her flashers, and performed CPR. She said she felt helpless. Cars were speeding by, no one stopping to help, but a local social worker was driving to pick up her kids from school, Anita Regine. She stopped, saw him in distress, and parked her truck to block traffic and took over. She called 911, continued CPR. The toddler started breathing again right before the paramedics arrived to take him to the hospital. Now recovering, Davis said that Regine is an angel and expressed gratitude. That's a good story. That's a good
Yeah,
story.
It is, man.
Feel good.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man. Good story. Hey, if you decided to wait till it was streaming to watch it, good news. Beetlejuice is going to premiere on December 6th, followed by a cable debut on December 7th. The sequel reunites the original stars Michael Keaton, Winona Ryder, Catherine O'Hara. It earned about $450 million worldwide. So it did pretty good. Didn't do as well as they probably wanted, but it did pretty good. I haven't seen it.
It was
Anybody
a fun
here-
movie.
Was
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, it was fun. We
How,
rented it.
how did it, I would call Beetlejuice a perfect movie. It's
Yeah,
a 10.
yeah. It's
Where
kinda-
does this one fit?
I give it an 8. Nothing beats the original, but it was fun.
It was that
fun.
good?
Yeah, yeah.
Really?
I gave it 10 minutes and then said, all right, I'm done.
Oh, really?
No, you were out
I was
in
done.
10 minutes.
Oh, yeah, dude.
10 minutes isn't very long.
ADHD at its finest. Like,
Okay.
no,
Okay.
10 minutes, I was done.
Andy, you watched it or care about it?
No, I don't have time to watch a movie. You kidding?
Okay.
You're
fair
doing
enough.
400 plus
I'm
turkeys
farming
right
two.
now, man.
Fair enough.
200,000
Fair
turkeys.
enough.
We got 60-something thousand turkeys on the facility.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not watching a movie.
Man, they don't watch movies there. They don't have cable.
No,
Oh,
not
okay.
yet. We're working on it.
Okay, that's good. That's
Grant,
good. Maybe you'll see a
government
movie
stuff.
then.
It's government money.
Yeah, no. It's the Trump cable. The caramel apple empanada is back on the Taco Bell menu. If you're a fan, it was big in the 2000s. It's the empanada with apple pieces and caramel flavored filling. $2.99. It's out there for you if you want it. So congratulations. McDonald's is everybody's coming to their senses about the same damn time, and it's good to see. There's a new McDonald's value platform coming. It starts January 7th, the McValue. It will include the current $5 meal deal, along with some other food and drink deals, some in-app offers, a new buy one, add one for $1 on breakfast, lunch, and dinner. The president of McDonald's says, look, when it comes to value, we know there's no one size fits all. We've worked with our friends. It's a lot of blah, blah to say, hey, we put some deals in here so you'll come back because you left.
Yeah.
Because the prices went up too much.
Dude, I was like a couple weeks ago, I went and got that steak, egg, and cheese bagel on my way home.
Yeah.
Just the meal for myself was like $15.
It's pretty intense
It
right
was
now.
Stupid.
Yeah, no, it's pretty intense right now.
It's definitely not worth it by any means.
No,
They need
I
to
was
put the
like-
disclaimer at the bottom: may cause dizziness, gonorrhea, diarrhea, herpes,
Yeah.
baldness.
Yeah, all that would be good, wouldn't it? Let's see. Let's get into some sports that you might give a damn about. First of all, Jake Paul's pissed off. Who cares? But he is. He's still getting negative vibes from the fight against Tyson. Fans and conspiracy theorists still claim the fix was in. Well, he felt the need to respond and said both fighters, in good faith, performed to the best of their abilities with the goal of winning. There were no restrictions, contractual or otherwise, around either fighter. Each boxer was able to use his full arsenal to win the fight. Yeah, some people had said, and I heard this, that they weren't allowed, that Tyson wasn't allowed to knock him out in the first round or wasn't able to hit him in the head.
And that he hugged him in the second round, and when he pulled him in, he asked him if he was sure he wanted to make the money. And
Yeah, all of that is crap. Look, the fact of the matter is that Tyson's old. He looked old. He was old, and
Yeah,
God love him. He's still
what it
the baddest on the planet.
yeah,
But no, he just was
don't
old
you
and got his
love-
ass beat.
Don't you love how everybody all of a sudden becomes a boxing expert?
Oh yeah,
No, dude, he could have done that. Like, how many boxing matches have you watched?
Yeah.
I didn't know you were that into it.
Yeah, no, they aren't. They don't know what they're talking about most of the time.
I
To be
did
honest
hear
with you.
somebody offered him like 120,000 to show up in some assless chaps, though.
Yeah, he won that bet.
Christmas party,
Oh.
wasn't it?
Yeah, was it a Christmas party?
Hold on, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this
but
is
he-
a real thing.
He just got $20 million. I don't think he needs that.
I mean,
Yeah, he's probably not going to show up in assless chaps. He might do it because he wants to, but not
Right.
for that amount.
For 120, I'm available.
Yeah. All right. Chaps or no chaps.
let the turkeys be.
Yeah,
He'll show up for
he'll
that.
bring the turkey.
I can get a babysitter.
Yeah. The college football season, notable for the number of fans making ridiculous tattoo challenges if their team loses and then not following through. In one instance, a Tennessee fan said he'd get a tattoo of Billy Napier's face on his ass if Florida beats LSU, Ole Miss, and FSU. Well, two of those three have happened. And the trifecta could be Saturday when Florida and FSU meet. The needle will be ready. We'll have to see if he's going to own up to what he said that he would. And Charles Barkley making it clear he hates the way the Lakers are handling Bronny James' rookie season, saying it's stupid. The round mound of rebound went into an appearance on the Better Angle over the weekend after he was asked if he liked the G League plan for LeBron's oldest son. If you've missed it, he's been playing home games for the South Bay Lakers before joining Dad's squad for road games. He said the whole thing's awful. If he were in charge, it would have been different. He said that he's not ready to play in the NBA. He should be in the G League, period. And it's true. Look, if you're LeBron, you have that kind of pull.
Right.
And that's what he did. Whatever. But you wasted a draft pick whatever it is. Yeah, he's not good yet. And I don't know. I mean, he's okay. And he may eventually be a great role player. He's not nearly as tall as LeBron. He doesn't play the same position. You can't really compare him, but he's not going to be the force his dad's been. I can tell you that.
Right.
Inside the NBA will live on despite TNT being on the verge of losing NBA rights for the foreseeable future. The news broke last week. ESPN had worked out a deal to acquire the NBA show. Here's the interesting thing. Charles Barkley was pissed off. Basically, what happened is they got traded. Nobody told them
Right.
over at TNT what was happening. Then he got a message from ESPN saying, "Welcome to ESPN." And he's like, "Well, I feel like I just got traded."
Right. Like, what's
That's
the deal?
exactly what happened.
Yeah.
He said that if somebody was going to trade me, I would appreciate them at least giving a heads up. I wouldn't let them hear about it from other people on the internet. So yeah, he was not happy about that. You would think after all that they put in that they would do a little better than that for him, because that's definitely one of the best commentating shows there is of any sport, if you like it. All right, let's do something different, shall we?
Attention station employees. Management has cut down your lunch hour to 23 minutes. No extra time will be given for pooping. Thank you.
No, Andy. So tell people. Let's talk about what you do. Hey, will you put that? Just don't put it on the desk, only because it puts a fuzzy sound in the mics.
All right.
Otherwise, you're good. Tell people what you do and where you're at.
So I am in Johnson County, Western Johnson County. I have got a poultry facility. We produce butterball turkeys on my facility, and that's just part of what I do. I'm also a volunteer firefighter, first responder, all that good stuff. So
Yeah,
got my hands full most of the time, but gearing up, getting ready for Thanksgiving.
yeah. I bet it's got to be a busy time, huh?
Yeah, got to produce a couple extra turkeys.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. Does it ramp up this time of year? Do they do more, or is it?
there is a lot more done, not necessarily on my end, but from the processing plant perspective, they go into what they call fresh season, and they run the plant 24/7 for nearly a month. And
Yeah.
just trying to get everything, all the shelves stocked, and all that good stuff.
Now, you said at your facility you manage about 200,000 turkeys. Is
In
that right?
in a year, yeah,
That's a lot.
we run between 65 and 70,000 at a time, and we keep them for 11, 12 to 13 weeks sometimes. And,
Okay.
we do that 3, 4 times a year. Just kind of depends on how it falls.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, you put all these turkeys in. How do they get them out?
It's an elaborate process. They bring them to us. They're just little bitty yellow fuzz balls. My kids call them fluffies.
Yeah.
We named them all Fluffy. We had 70,000 fluffies.
Yeah.
And we raised that up to a 14, 15-pound turkey. And they come back with semi-trucks and load them up. So
Yeah. Okay.
it may take 1.5 semi-trucks to bring them to us as little birds, and it can take up to 30 to get them back out.
Wow. Well, that is a big difference, man. How long have you been doing that?
We built my farm during the height of COVID, right as everything got started. We just got all the paperwork and the money side of it done, and COVID hit, and we were, oh no.
Oh, I bet, man.
It looked like we were about to be in trouble, but we managed to pull everything off, get everything built, and got fired up and in production in September of 2020.
Wow, that is pretty amazing to be able to do that. And so you're doing pretty well then.
Yeah, doing good. I love it. Just like anything else, good days, bad days, but
What's a bad day in the turkey business?
if you're dealing with any kind of sickness, or there's like right now we're out of birds, we're empty, and that's really when there's a lot of work starts.
Yeah.
Everything's got to be pressure washed and cleaned out and set
Yeah.
up, and that's where the most of my work comes from.
Yeah.
It's more of a vacation when birds are there, as
Yeah.
long as nothing's gone wrong. And then there's mechanical issues, cables break, fans quit working, electrical issues,
Yeah.
feed line management and maintenance, and there's times it can be a nightmare.
I bet. Now, you say you also are a volunteer firefighter
Yep.
and paramedic, basically?
First responder, yeah.
First responder, yeah.
So we're the first ones on scene. Something happens. I'm a member of Rural District 4, Johnson County. Shout out, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you for your service.
Yeah.
And then I'm also active with Johnson County Emergency Management on search and rescue.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things we do there, a lot of training opportunities. As what really got me interested in search and rescue, it opened the door to be able to do a lot more things.
I bet.
Got some storm spotter training. I run the Hartman, Arkansas Weather group on Facebook. We cover weather for 4 counties, kind of in the gap between Fort Smith and Little Rock.
Okay.
We don't have a whole lot of coverage in that area. It's a lot of the news stations out of Fort Smith will drop off about the time that the weather gets to us.
Yeah.
Well, oh, by the way, tornado warning for Clarksville. Now back to Andy Griffith.
Yeah, right.
And I try to bridge that gap.
Okay.
We've got I think we're right around 450 members in that group right now. We picked up a couple of paid sponsors. Shout out, guys, B&B Sales, Clarksville, Circle S Filters. They help us cover some of the costs for running that.
That's awesome, man. That's great. That's
Software
great.
cost. And as you know now doing this, if you're trying to reach people at all, there's always somebody's got their hand out wanting money.
Oh, well, that's certainly true, right?
Yep. So instead of just coming out of my pocket to try to provide something to the community, we've had some sponsors jump in that really help us out.
That's
And,
great.
nice.
That's great.
I try to advertise for them and try to get them some business.
Well, that's good. Hey, we kind of do the same thing right here. That worked out real well. So you're right in good company. Well, let's just fire the morning up and talk about something fun. This is kind of crazy, but it's been confirmed in the past few weeks that Britain's biggest swinging festival is set to return in 2025, everybody.
Right.
And that's not monkeys either, is it?
No, not at all. The X-rated sex event known as Swing-a-thon will be back next year. This year's event took place over 4 days from July 18th to 21st, brought in a record number of people. It's hosted in a village in the British countryside. Over 1,000 people bought tickets to the 4th edition. Those tickets went for a little over $300, $350 a pop. Now, they shared pictures on social media, revealed how the event was from the inside, featuring several adult activities for attendees. There were rules in place, such as an equal gender mix, no phone policy, so people can not get videoed or photographed while they get their ass in the air or whatever. The success of Swing-a-thon has brought it back for the 5th time, according to the Instagram account, which dubiously says coming soon.
Better than later.
Yeah, I guess so. You're right. They revealed that 25% of our glamping tents have already sold. Book yours now. So a glamping tent on offer at Swingathon consists of 2 double beds in a 5-yard tent, including mirrors, solar lights, cushions, and more in the price. They even allow you to pick the tent you like the most on their website, which will be decorated with colorful rugs. That's super nice. Yeah. Fans of swinging, which involves swapping partners with other couples, and you know what's going on. It says for newcomers or those who are curious, what does the festival actually consist of? Well, it 2024 doubled the previous year. They expect it'll happen again, but it celebrates fetishes, kinks, and whatnot. They say it's more than just a sex festival. Well, of course, yeah.
Well.
Yeah.
I wonder if
So
we get
much
Mike Tyson there for 120,000.
Probably you go there free. Some of the activities this year include play tents, pole dancing, hot tubs,
Pin the butt plug on the donkey.
maybe,
Yeah.
foam parties, mobile dungeons, hey, and even butt plug bingo.
Hey, see,
There you
there
go.
we go.
Butt plug bingo. That
Bingo.
I don't know what
Sign
that
me
is.
up, Patrick.
I'm not sure how that works. Let's think about that for a minute. How would
Yeah.
butt plug bingo work, Bundy?
I wouldn't want to win.
No, you didn't.
Yo, I'm gonna
No.
spit that one out.
Is that a blackout card?
How does the little free space in the middle work?
Yeah, that you know what the
You gotta
free
sit
space
on
is.
it.
Gotta sit on it.
They describe themselves as an adult alternative lifestyle event. The organizers incorporated a similar festival into, well, it doesn't matter, this other festival. But says they'll be pleased to hear that there's going to be competitions like drag and burlesque, sensual massage. Locals are not real happy about it, by the way. They don't love this once a year event. Yeah, they feel like they come over there, they act crazy, and they leave a bunch of trash. But aerial shots of the above the setup showed 1,000 people have traveled to the event, and they're worried that residents will be kept awake by the moaning. That's great, man. I mean, this is just a fascinating. I mean, can you imagine having to go and rent out somewhere for that event and tell them what you're doing?
Yeah.
I mean, that's got to be a little tricky sell.
The price of admission just isn't high enough for me. It's
Yeah,
something
no.
I want it to be a little expensive and have more than a
No,
glamping tent.
You definitely want to not have anybody come, and that price does invite most anybody,
Right.
doesn't
Yeah,
it? Yeah, that's the problem, isn't it, with swinging, is that they need to at least be as or more attractive than you are.
yeah, right. Now, isn't it true
Don't they
that
do that on cruise ships?
I don't
Oh,
know.
That's where the big
swingers
money
cruise
comes
Do they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. What kind of cruise are you going on?
I've never been on one.
Oh, okay. You sounded like you might know. I didn't know.
The new Carnival Pineapple Cruise.
Yeah, no, I've seen people put pineapples on their doors
Isn't
on
it?
cruise.
Yeah, something with
Yeah.
There you
pineapples
go.
I've heard.
Yeah, no, I've seen that before.
So isn't it true that you and Laura were approached by some swingers at one point? I think I remember
Wait.
this. Yeah. they mistakenly, they were inquisitive. I'll say that.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Yeah, no,
story time with Patrick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so no, we were. This is back when we were, doing stand up all the time, and we had done a show at the old Khalil's on Shackleford,
Oh yeah.
and it was a packed house, man. I mean, we had a great crowd. It was a sellout crowd, but there was one table in the back of 30 people, and we were like, "What is going on with this table, man? What is happening here?" And the way we've always done it is during the show before, we'll go around to each table, talk to people, visit,
Yeah,
and
kind of shoot the bull.
yeah, just kind of, touch base with everybody, thank them for coming out and all that. And so we come to find out that this was a table full of swingers. And they had come because apparently we had talked about it on air. And whatever story I was sharing, because,
You were too enthusiastic
I'm
about
reading
it.
the story, from whatever I've got textually, but apparently the words I used were some kind of bat signal. It was like,
You
it
blinked
was like a
twice.
special secret audio pineapple.
Blink twice, Patrick.
Yeah, and so because of what I had said, they thought for sure that we were swingers, and I was like, man,
That was the
I hate
go
to,
light.
yeah, I hate to disappoint you, but no, I'm not. But we are flattered, that you're
right,
interested.
right,
But no, but it was interesting because we sat down with this one couple, right, and they're probably, man, I guess they're in their late 20s, early 30s, right, and we're just talking to them about their night. They're all excited, they're on a date, and then we came to realize that these people are married, not to each other.
Oh.
They were on a date and their spouses were somewhere else on a date.
Oh.
And I'm like, wow, that's interesting right there. Huh? So how does the night end? I mean, do you go home together? Do you all pile up in a big pile? How does this work out? And, but they had their own little dating life thing going, and then they'd get back together. I guess it worked for them.
Hey,
Tag team championships.
Yeah, that's what that is, man.
To each their own.
I'm too jealous for that. I'll be honest
Yeah.
with you. I'm not a
No,
good
I couldn't.
sharer in that way. I'll share a lot of things. That ain't one,
Share a
just,
shotgun.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, no,
He's sitting there texting the other one the whole time. So, how's your date going?
yeah, no, they were.
Yeah.
Swear to God.
Really?
No, they were. They were absolutely doing that.
Oh.
It was crazy. No, I had never seen anything like it. I mean, it was fascinating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, hey man, I wanna give a couple shout outs on Facebook here. Just
Okay.
A couple people been
Well, go ahead.
commenting. So we were talking about PlayStation earlier.
Mhm.
It's called the PlayStation Portal. Is the gaming device apparently?
Okay.
And
Okay.
so,
Okay.
What's up to Nick Marshall, Wendy, CJ's listening, Alex Johnson. A good question though. Where was it? Mitchell Rudder. He says, "How do we all notify of potential music guests?" Now I know they can get the
Well,
calendar from the Celine thing, right?
Do they want to be notified of who's coming, or do they want to become a guest themselves? If you just want to know who's coming, well, you can go to patrickandthepeople.com. That's where.
I took
all the
that as they were
information
wanting
is.
to come on the show.
But if they're if they're wanting to be a guest, then you can email me at patrickandthepeople.com. Real simple, real easy. Just email us and we'll take a look at it and get with you and see about getting you on the schedule. We want to have bands in here all the time, and don't feel like it's only rock. I mean, we're open to any genre of music if you're good. If you suck, well, if you suck real bad, maybe. But if you're just kind of in that middle and you suck, don't come. But if you're really good or really trash, we're interested. That's how we roll here. Also, a shout out to Mike Woodall. Good morning to Mike and Latasha. Good morning to the lovely Jamie Bundrick.
Yeah, what's up, Jamie?
Yeah. Good morning, James. Good morning, Tina and Wendy. You mentioned they are both on the Inside Club.
Yeah.
They signed up, and so those folks who have done that, it's $5 to join the Patreon. You get your choice of either a coffee cup or a pair of shot glasses, and then you'll get videos like pre-show, post-show videos. We ask questions about things we should do on the show. We're about to set up a chat line where you can chat directly with us during the show,
Nice.
specifically, and some other fringe benefits that come with it too that are pretty cool. So look, $5, man, it's a good thing. Might be a great gift for somebody.
Yeah, there you go.
Sign them up, get them the coffee cup or the shot glasses, and then it'll come with a little form if you want to order more. Our buddy Chad, the bonus hole maker, he makes these things.
Dude, I don't know if I like that title.
He gives everybody bonus holes, man.
Wouldn't that be bonus hole decorator also?
It could be, he could be.
Exterior
This car
decorator.
is getting longer and longer. I'm
Yeah,
telling
no,
you.
it is. Let's see. Latasha said she worked at a sex shop for years and was surprised how many swingers are there. It is a surprise, actually, when you find out. And it's, I think a lot of, well, I don't know. I can't even say that. There's just a lot of folks out there doing stuff. Yeah, you're right. It is very surprising when you find out,
It's a whole secret community.
It's not.
It seems to be
underground.
less secretive.
Yeah,
More people are open and have open relationships.
I don't think it's so secret anymore. I think they're all doing everything online, and you're seeing it in real time. So
Victoria doesn't have a whole lot of secrets left.
no, I don't think. I think we're past the lingerie phase. I think we're right into take your clothes off and do weird things with the items. You know what I'm saying?
As long as it's not Victor's secret.
Oh well, I mean, I wouldn't go there. Somebody might. I'm not going. No, I'm definitely not interested.
Well,
in
you
that.
know, hey, speaking about secrets, I know we just announced it a couple days ago officially, but it's been being worked on behind the scenes for a little while. But man, I'm looking forward to this Arkin Brawl that we
That's
have
gonna be
coming
sick.
up.
No, this is a big thing, and it's really cool that we were able to do this, and I give big credit to Rich for
Thank you,
helping
sir.
organize everything and pull everybody together because, you know, based on what he does, which is announce all kinds of fights all over the place, MC, host, whatever. He does all that stuff, you know.
Yeah.
But he knew all of these different divisions in wrestling throughout the state, and he reached out to 4 of them and said, hey, you know, would you guys like to combine forces and do an event at the Legion Scaffold Broadcast Studio Center? And they all said yes. So
That's awesome,
we're going to
dude.
have Arkin Brawl, which is 4 different
Some crossover.
divisions, right?
Right, 4 different promotions. Yep.
Yeah, and each of them will have 2 fights, 2 matches in
Right.
it. Is that right? So we'll have 8 matches right here. We're setting up a ring in the building, and we're going to have hot dogs and stuff, and it's free. It's
Nice.
absolutely free.
Yeah.
Nice.
So yeah, you just come out, have fun, and enjoy some wrestling, and
Absolutely.
enjoy some free food. Get to see the studio. Andy, what did you think when you came in and saw the studio?
Man, this place is like a spaceship.
It
It's
really
awesome.
is, isn't it?
Yeah, I've always wondered, and I know everybody else does too. Your little switch panel. What's on the back side of that on your side?
Here?
Yeah, if you're looking at it from the camera
Oh,
side.
yeah, you just see the back. Yeah,
I was my OCD kicked in. It's like, man, is that a touch screen? Does it have buttons? Is it labeled?
well,
And,
yeah, you can see if you look here, it says camera 1, pat cam, cam 3, cam 4, rant cam, and then it's various things like the intro, or if I just wanted to do, for example, I might just push this.
That's one of your favorites.
Yeah, it is. Or, you know, I might just. So it's got all these different things on it, man, that I can do. Here's something I can do with it. Check this out. This is pretty cool, huh? You know what? As a real estate agent, putting you with the right mortgage person is critical. One of my favorites to work with is Josh Taylor at AMC Mortgage, and I'll tell you why. A lot of guys out there are stiff. They treat you like a number. Josh treats you like a friend. He's going to work through with you on everything you need. Look, he just got a pair of my clients into a home with $500 total. Yeah, paid the closing and the down payment costs all covered in there. I'm not saying that's what you're going to get, but I'm saying that's how good he is. Check him out. Give him a call, 351-2579. It's Josh Taylor at AMC Mortgage. If you're looking for a local mortgage guy, that's one that I recommend. You know what? As a real estate agent, I've seen lots of homes get caught up in probate. That's when somebody dies and they don't have a will. And the next thing you know, siblings are arguing over houses, possessions, cars, things like that. That is a nightmare you don't want any part of. You're going to need some help. You need someone with experience. You need Riggin Law. Okay, RigginLaw.com. Kristen Riggin there and her team are amazing at guiding you through this process. Look, you want to get what's coming to you, but you don't want to have to fight with everybody to get it. Just get Kristen to do the work for you. Go to RigginLaw.com. When you have questions, you have concerns about an inheritance, about anything like that, RigginLaw.com is the solution. Check them out. There you go. We just had a new guest show up, and I'm excited about it. Let him in. There you go,
What we
Rich.
got coming in?
What's going on, man? How you doing? Come on in, man. How you doing, man? How you doing? Yeah. Come on, have a seat. Here, I'll let you have a seat here for now. Come on, man. I'm great. How about yourself, man? All right. Well, introduce yourself to everyone. Tell them who you are, man.
Hey, how you guys doing? I'm Lucas Aaron Smith, one of the comics in Little Rock.
Where do you perform at, man?
I'm at the Looney Bin a lot. I'm also at the Joint. We just did a show last night.
Oh, did you? Were you at the roast battle?
Yeah, I was at the roast battle.
Oh, how did that go?
I lost in the first round.
You lost in the first round. Okay.
But it went okay. We did 5 jokes each, and then it was close enough that the audience called for one more joke.
Oh, that's
and
cool.
then he beat me.
Oh, okay. Well, that's really cool. So, was the event successful? It did well for everybody.
Yeah, it was actually a pretty good turnout for the first time they've had it at the Joint, because it was at the Looney Bin. But yeah, due to,
Okay.
just creative differences. They just
No, I understand. It happens. Yeah, it happens
nothing
sometimes.
personal, just business.
No, I understand. Well, that sounds like a lot of fun. So, who won the event?
Zeb Ballantyne. I don't know if you've had him on yet, but
I have not, but
really
if
funny
he
guy.
won, I need to have him on. I think
For sure, yeah. I'll message him after this.
that's great. That's great. So, how long have you been doing comedy, man?
7 years.
7 years.
Yeah.
That's a good long
I've been doing it
time,
for a
man.
minute, man. Yeah.
Have you traveled around a little bit doing it, or just around here?
Yeah, a little bit. I've traveled to done comedy in Tennessee, Oklahoma, Missouri, just like Texas a little bit. I
yeah.
visited Austin and the Dallas Fort Worth area.
Do you
just
feature? Do you
overseas.
headline? What do you do?
I am. I'll typically like feature or headline at bar shows.
Okay.
But the Looney Bin, I just got bumped to a 20-minute feature. I've hosted
Okay.
there a lot though.
Yeah.
I've seen
That's
you
great.
host at the Looney Bin, actually. We caught you probably close to a year ago with Brittany Wright. And,
Oh, nice. Yeah.
I can't think of the headliner that night. It was Heather Shaw.
Oh yeah,
The
that
girl
was a good
looks like-
show.
Yeah, girl looks like Jim Carrey. Have you seen her on
Yeah, of
TikTok?
course.
Yes.
She's great.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
have.
identical.
She does look
Yeah.
like Jim Carrey
Yeah,
too,
but great
man.
show. Great show.
Well, there you
Yeah.
go, man. He remembered you all the way back.
Mhm.
That says
Yeah, I
something,
didn't know
doesn't
we
it?
were having you in today. That's cool. I seen him walk in. I was like, oh, shit, I know this guy.
Sweet.
That's great. Now, so have you played?
Sorry,
Okay.
you kind of sound like the guy from Bob's Burgers.
Yeah, oh, God, don't tell me that.
You ever heard that?
Which one?
The main Bob.
Bob? Oh, God, no, I haven't heard that. I like that guy's voice,
Yeah.
so I'll take that.
He also
I'll
does
take
the
that.
voice of Archer. I think,
Archer? Yeah.
John Benjamin. Yeah.
Yeah. I know that show.
Yeah.
So have you played Jeremiah Bullfrogs in Kansas yet?
I have not. done
You
that.
should- you should-
Prestigious venue.
You should
But-
reach out to them,
Okay.
man. They pay good.
Jeremiah
And
Bullfrogs.
yeah, it's called Jeremiah Bullfrogs. It's in Kansas.
Is that a comedy place?
Yeah.
Okay, wow.
Absolutely it is. And
Awesome.
they pay pretty good. I used to they were in my run when I would do stand up all over.
Oh, you were stand up?
I've been doing stand up for probably 15, 16 years, man.
Whoa.
Yeah, man.
I'm sorry.
No, you're all right. You're good.
I'm actually not from Little Rock.
Okay.
I'm from like northeast.
Okay, that's cool.
North Central Arkansas.
Yeah, no, I actually started doing stand up many years ago, and I've done it all over the country. Yeah.
Are you still active?
Well, I haven't been in since about COVID time. I think I did one show since COVID, but I suspect that probably next year I'll do
I'm looking
some
forward to that.
shows. Yeah,
Nice.
yeah, I'd like to get back out. It's been a minute, and I probably got stuff to say. You know what I mean? But yeah, no, I've done it for a long time. I love stand up.
man.
I cut my teeth a little different way than some because I came up through a bar venue circuit versus a club circuit.
These past few years, a buddy of mine, Bear,
Mhm.
started Scoundrels Live Stand Up. They're the ones who have produced
Yeah,
Partially Cooked Roast Battle.
Yeah.
Joint, and they have a podcast of their own.
yeah, with Seth Dees.
Seth
Yeah.
Dees. And they have been producing showcases and open mics just at like bars and
Yeah.
like dives here
Well,
at Little Rock.
you have to. That was something that years ago that I figured out because I had a couple comedy rooms that I ran here,
Yeah.
and is that there's not a lot of place for up and coming comedians to try their business out, and it's hard.
True.
It's very hard to get any kind of bookings if you don't have a developed set, and you can't develop it. You can at the house, but you can't really develop it until you get out
Yeah.
into people.
Right.
You know what I
It
mean?
always kills in the mirror.
No, it always kills there. Yeah, no,
Shower.
that's a
Everything's
big.
funny in the shower.
Yeah,
That's
man.
right. No, everybody's a great vocalist in the shower. That's exactly right, man. Listen, I do want to mention Fitz Auto. Look, if you have had credit problems, they're phenomenal because they're their own bank. They make their own decisions. They don't have to call somebody else. There's no company to call. It's just right there. The buck stops with them. And the good thing about it, let's say that, you were living wrong, so to speak. You were broke because of COVID. Bills got behind. Now you're trying to dig your way out, right? You got to reestablish your credit. Well, they report to the credit bureau, so that's going to help you do that, okay? And most of the buy here, pay here's do not offer that. They work with you on anything. Down payment doesn't matter. Late models, low miles. Look, my family, between me, my sons, we bought 7 vehicles from Fitz, and I've not ever been disappointed, and I don't think you will. 8421 Stagecoach Road in Little Rock, or you can go to fitzauto.com and check them out there. Let's talk about something going on here that might be of interest to you. The recent statistic revealed that over 12 million Americans, now that's 7% of our workforce, identify as full-time influencers on social media. Wall Street Journal estimates there are roughly 27 million paid content creators, half of which do it full-time. And they have an average income of $93,000.
Man.
Now, the top creators do skew that average. Almost half of the total number of creators pull in less than 10 grand a year. What's more interesting is how being an influencer has become a form of the American dream. Another survey found 57% of Gen Z aspire to be an influencer. 41% of adults overall would choose it. Well, yeah, if you can. I mean, why wouldn't you?
That's unprecedented.
But it is. It's people forget about what used to be called the gig economy, and now it's no longer the gig economy. It's become a real economy.
Right.
But so many people began to make money on the internet, not just showing their buttholes and whatnot, but in actual legitimate entertainment forms, whether it's singing, doing comedy, performing. I mean, I guarantee you that everybody here. Well, let me try out and see who's someone who's not a TV star or movie star, but is online that you watch a lot.
Man, I just mentioned her, Heather Shaw.
Heather Shaw.
Yeah.
Funny
comedian.
She's very
Hilarious.
funny.
Yeah.
Okay. How about you, Andy? Who's somebody online that you watch?
I watch a lot of Kentucky Ballistics, gun guy on YouTube.
Okay, yeah, I've seen that guy, and that's a big thing. How about yourself, man?
I kind of like was raised on YouTube because
Right.
the shift was starting to happen
Yeah,
like, as
yeah,
I was
yeah.
growing up. So like I watched all the they got like Jack's films, Jacksepticeye.
Yeah.
PewDiePie. A lot of the gamers for a
Yeah,
while. Like,
okay.
I'm not like a big gamer guy because I just couldn't afford it, but like it's kind of like a way to by proxy
Mhm.
to enjoy the games.
I watch some of Mr. Beast. I watch Danny Duncan. There's a lot of influencer types out there I look at, watch, check out all the time that are interesting. I like Mr. Beast. If you don't know, I think it's cool. He's got his own channel, like on Roku, and all it is,
I didn't know that.
yeah,
Yeah,
man,
whoa.
and all it is are competitions. It's every one of them is him having people compete. Like in one of them, he had a giant hide and seek. They had this old, I guess it was like an old town, or at least maybe it was an old town set. I'm not
Right.
sure.
See, that's fun shit.
But
that's
yeah,
the kind of stuff I want to
But
do if I get money.
it was a real big area. And so, and all these people are competing for like $100 grand. Whoever's last man standing gets the $100 grand. And so, they start in a big area, and then they'll catch a couple people, bring it down a little bit more, and then finally they bring it to the smallest area, and whoever makes it. But I mean, it's those kind of things nonstop on his channel, and I like competitions like that,
it's
and I
fun.
like to see regular folks get to compete and win money. I think they do. They did a couple different versions of Squid Game. I mean, he built the Squid Game set identically, almost just smaller, and ran all the same games. And it was
Hopefully
amazing.
not all the same games.
But yeah, they just lived. They lived a little different result. Same game, different result.
I've seen some of them. It's almost like a spin-off from American Gladiators.
Yeah.
Like a
Yeah.
obstacle type.
Yeah.
course.
Yeah, absolutely. That's exactly right.
If you can build a wall to protect this Lamborghini from a tank.
Yes.
then keep it.
I saw this guy's heart be broken, bro. I mean, broken, because they take this big thing of cash, and it's like, I don't know, $250,000. And they put it, and they tell him exactly that. Here are bricks, here are stones, here's all this, here's that. You need to build this in a way that when we lob these fire bombs on it, that it doesn't burn up. And so he painstakingly arranges it, and they start hitting it with these things. And you think it's gone pretty good till you open it and you see the money's charred up, and you're just like, oh no. So he gets nothing,
There's been a couple of them too with like a guy that's lost. He'll bring them back and let them try it again.
Yeah.
And it's crazy to have that kind of money.
No, well,
Yeah.
and a lot of it is sponsors that obviously provide that. But he also has done, like, I watched an episode, and like him or not, and for some reason I guess he's polarizing, and that's probably anybody who's that big. But he put 50 wells in different African countries,
Yeah,
water
he gives
wells.
a ton back.
But I mean, literally, he went over and
Yeah,
did
it
what?
grew like 20 million trees.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I mean, these water wells. I mean, any government could have put them in.
Yeah, no, it takes
And
the
and here
YouTuber,
comes the
Mr. Beast.
YouTuber who puts them in, and I mean, it genuinely impacted a lot of lives. So anytime you do that, now Danny Duncan is different. He's a prankster. He's always up to no good. He's always causing problems, and he's a pretty fun guy to watch too. He's pretty interesting. Very different than Mr. Beast.
You know, I hear more and more. I got a bunch of friends with kids, and a lot of their kids want to be they'll say YouTuber or a streamer. You know,
Yeah.
It's funny how much you hear that now.
57% though. That's staggering.
Yeah,
Well, it is.
That much of my generation aspires to unemployment.
yeah.
Well, it used to be unemployment. Now
Right,
it's not.
right.
You know.
Well, I mean,
But I hear what you're saying.
well, just like like Hollywood or the music industry, like people, it's still an industry that you have to
Yeah,
like
right.
break into.
Yeah.
So a lot of people aren't going to make it. Like that's just how dreams work.
no, that's
Unfortunately,
that's
then you've got-
absolutely
not to
accurate.
like discourage anyone. Who
No, I mean,
YouTuber out
But
there,
you
but
could be Haktua.
Yeah,
too,
that's
you
right.
know?
It wouldn't be a dream if everybody could make it. I mean,
Right.
then it'd just be what you did,
yeah, exactly.
right? I mean, not everybody can make it. I mean, that's the point.
how
Look,
much? Sorry,
no, you're good.
How much longer do you think is going to be before they start like that's in like the career orientation class, like influencer?
I'm not
Like,
sure
that
it
starts
isn't
becoming
now.
a part of
Say, I
the
think it probably
curriculum.
already is.
If
Somewhere.
it's not,
probably.
if it's not, there's a problem. You
I
know.
don't remember OnlyFans on career day.
You know what? I'm going to tell you what. It's a good thing I wasn't female, because there'd been a whore in the Beam family. I'll tell you that right
I
now.
tell my wife that all the time.
I'd be naked all day, every day, making money. You hear me?
You have a place to keep your shoes.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, some pervert's house.
Yeah. No, it is amazing, but what people come to find out, and that's always, I think, the irony of it, is that there's no such thing as easy money. There's not. I mean, even the easiest looking money takes work and effort. And when you look at, for example, the OnlyFans stars who are successful, they put in a stupid amount of time.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even know how their body takes that, to be honest with you. I'm like, man, I mean, how many times a day can you rough up the suspect? You know what I mean? So, yeah.
My
But,
hat's off to everyone in the adult entertainment business.
For sure.
well,
For
not
sure.
just them, but anyone who is putting content out regularly,
Yeah.
it is work. I mean, there's no way around it. I mean, it's damn work.
And for the most part, in the beginning, it is,
Thankless, tireless.
thankless, tireless. Yeah, however you want
grind,
to
yeah.
feel.
things
You just
up.
gotta believe in yourself and keep putting stuff out and hoping something hits.
Yeah, you
There's,
just hope for good things.
There's so many things out there now. It's hard to come up.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
Yeah.
I've got a
It's
YouTube
saturated.
channel for guns. I like to build guns, shoot stuff. We blow stuff up. We
That's
we
cool.
have fun.
that sounds like a
And-
good channel.
It is, but I feel like I get suppressed by all the other stuff. And
Right.
I may get I've got a video on TikTok. It's got like 11,000 views. Well, it's only got like 200 likes.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
hard to get a like. It's hard to get a share.
Bro, but listen, you think you get to the promised land. I've got a TikTok video with 3 million.
Wow.
It literally went viral.
Right.
And I could not replicate it to save my life. I tried for 2 years to replicate
Yeah.
it with different videos, different things, different formulas, and I could not catch the magic again. Now, that doesn't mean it won't happen. Now we're putting up content every single day.
Right.
And that is the number one, by far and away, thing as a creator to succeed.
Consistency. Every day.
Consistency is key.
The algorithm favors those that just kowtow to it. You have
Yeah.
to post every single day.
Well, I mean, yeah, at least you have to have a regular schedule where people are following along,
And
but
it's like there's like a minutia to it, but like there's like insider knowledge. Like you should post like in the morning if you can.
Oh,
or
right.
at, like 10
Right.
a.m.
yeah, and then there's
For the
your
best chance of virality,
hashtags
yeah,
and all the different
hashtags.
things. Yeah.
Well, part of my issue is you could search my YouTube channel right now and you will not find it unless I send you a share
Right.
or
Yeah.
something.
Well,
You can't get my
Why don't
content.
you,
in
why
front
don't
of
you send me a link
Yeah,
and
what's
let us
that
post
handle?
some of your videos?
Absolutely, let's do it. That's
Yeah.
I was going to try to plug that today. My
Yeah.
little hobby.
Well, what is it? What's the channel first of all?
The Tactical Turkey.
The Tactical Turkey.
Turkey.
That's
I
a good
love it.
name.
Sounds
I love
That's a
it.
great name.
During the eclipse, we did 12 pounds of tannerite with some diesel and all kinds of
Oh,
stuff.
hell
It,
yeah,
it was
dude.
wild.
Hell
That's
yeah.
great. No, that's a lot of fun. Well, why don't, if you'll send me a video or two that you want me to link, let us put it up on our blog for you and try to get you a little traffic over there.
Let's try to do that. That would be awesome,
Yeah,
man.
and maybe, you know, if you want to regularly, as you create new content, shoot it over and, you know, we'll share it on the blog and try to help you build that up. It sounds like fun stuff that my people would like to see. I'm
was.
sure they
It
want to
was,
see things blow up or be shot.
Yeah, my eclipse video was probably the best one we've ever done. Just I come up with the idea about 2 weeks before the eclipse. You know, what are
Yeah.
we going to do? Let's do something crazy.
Right.
I've got 80 acres in the middle of nowhere. I've got my
Yeah.
own private rifle range. We do some wild stuff. Well, when the eclipse comes, it's going to be dark. Everybody's going to stop and look up. Everything's going to be quiet. Let's blow something up.
Well, man, you know what we need to do now that I think about it? I mean, I still want you to do what I said, but really what we need to do is schedule a time where you want to do something and I can come out and do it with you.
Absolutely. Let's do it.
That'd be fun.
Yeah,
You know, we'll blow some shit up and
Yeah, I've got more cameras than I used to. I've got drone now. We can get some better angles. I didn't
we'll
have.
come up with a fun idea and then let me know and let's coordinate it and I'll come and hang out and we'll do it together.
Awesome. Let's do it.
Yeah, I certainly would do that. That sounds fun. Yeah, that definitely sounds like a good time. I enjoy things exploding. You know, I'd like to live in a Michael Bay movie.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
We can do it.
yeah, I don't
I
give a
feel
damn.
very safe having you here, by the way.
Yeah, no, you should. I suspect you should. Yeah, he's probably got guns under his guns. You know what I mean? He got a pistol under his rifle and a Derringer under the pistol.
Right.
Yeah,
Maybe.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
yeah,
It's like home.
yeah. No, when I
Don't look in my truck.
right, we were talking about that the other day when I was a kid. Man, I kid you not. As a matter of fact, is Kerry out there? Is Bundy? Will you see if Kerry is out there by chance? See if he's out there. I don't even want to tell the story without him, but he was telling a story yesterday about guns, and it was so funny when he told it, and I was just like, damn, man, that makes perfect sense. But when I was a kid, my dad had a gun. No, he's not there. Anyway, he was saying that he has a gun in almost every room of his house. Okay. And they live out kind of like you do on some land by themselves, you know, with a lot of acres out there. And I guess his mom was there and she called him and said, "Do you know you have a gun in every room of the house?" He was like, "Yeah, no, I put them there." He goes, "Now, don't you feel safe?" You know?
Just one is beginner numbers.
Yeah, no, he said, you know, I don't know who's going to come or where they're coming from. I'm like, who did you piss off, man? But but my dad, he had a gun cabinet full of rifles. He had pistols everywhere. I mean, just everywhere. And we knew damn well that we'd rather not mess with him. So we got into everything we shouldn't get into all the time. Even my dad's movies, and you know what I mean by that. But never that, because we knew life or limb, you touch that, you die.
Right. Right.
Absolutely. No, I had a buddy get in my truck here a while back. You know, AK-47 in the front seat. No telling what's under the back. There's a Glock stuffed here. There's one in my pocket. There's one in the passenger seat. He says, "Man, what are you afraid of?" I said, "Nothing."
Not
That's
a
the
damn
point.
thing.
I'm not worried.
Not anymore.
Well, that's kind of what Carrie said. She said, "What are you worried about?" He goes, "Nothing. I have a gun in every room in the house." It makes sense, you know. I get it. Yeah, I mean,
Gotta have a shower gun, a toilet gun.
I was about to say, I've got a buddy who's got a house full of guns, but he's got like one in a cereal box, one in a couch cushion.
There
Like,
you go. Now we're talking.
yeah.
in a,
It's like Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
he couldn't maybe, you know, build some little slide out, pull out. Once I built a desk for a guy, and it's a amazing custom desk that I made for him. But he asked me when I built it, he goes, "Listen, I want you to put under each side a magnet catch for a handgun. So I can have actually one of them was a handgun, the other was a knife that he
You
had.
can buy
under
those now that mount. You can just screw it underneath
what
the
I
dash
did,
of
yeah.
your truck, and you
Yeah.
can
Oh yeah.
crawl in. You can click it, and it's right
Okay.
there under the dash, and you can grab that one.
Well, that's how this was. It was just under there, and he just, you know.
When that one's empty, you can get the one under the console. When that one's empty, you've got one here. You know,
Yeah.
we,
Yeah, I'm
we
just
can keep
gonna-
them out of the yard for
I
a
feel
while.
very safe
I'm just
with
going to
Andy here
stand
today.
behind you. That's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
That seems like the safe thing to do. All right, let's do something different, shall we?
All right, places, everybody. Roll sound. Roll sound. And action. This is the segment, not like the other. People do stupid shit, you say, oh brother. Hey, it's not a copy or a clone of any previous bit. But if you think so, hey, we don't give a shit.
That's true.
Yeah. Wackadoo. Then the news.
Yeah, downloadable on iTunes.
My favorite singer.
Yeah, by far in a way, I promise you that. Yeah, who wouldn't have that as their favorite?
Just like Frank Sinatra, except different.
Yeah, except not. All right, here's some something that seems obvious, but seems like every month a new opportunity to state what should be obvious. The cops have social media too, by the way, if you don't know. In Florida, a TikTok influencer, 22-year-old Marlena Velez, shoplifted over $500 worth of stuff from Target and posted it on social media for her followers. Guess what happened? Yeah, you know what happened. A loss prevention employee at the store alerted police. The cops put out a security footage image, and then an anonymous caller blew Velez into the police after seeing the video on TikTok. Yeah, she put it on TikTok. $500 she stole. Put it on TikTok. How dumb are you?
Guys, cops have phones.
Yeah.
And clearly they don't think so.
Idiots.
In France, a plastic surgeon, Olivier Gerbeau, has earned the nickname of Nose Maestro. That success has been tarnished, however, after he's been accused of turning women's noses into potatoes based on his surgical flubs. He's been slapped with a 2-year ban, claiming he's a victim of a smear campaign. Yeah, no, if you see those noses, you wouldn't think so.
Dr. Potato Head.
By the way, this no matter how strong you are, no matter how fit you are, no matter what you do, you're probably lazy. Donna Jean Wild is a badass grandma. She's 59. She's Canadian. She earned herself a second world record. She performed 1,575 push-ups in 60 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah,
How old is she?
60 minutes. 59.
Wow.
Yeah, that's right. As she was also holding the record, or broke the record, for being able to hold an abdominal plank for 4 hours, 30 minutes, and 11 seconds. To train for the push-ups record, she did 500 a day. Wow. And what are we doing every day?
I don't have 4 hours to try.
No, I don't either, man. I'll be honest with you. But, wow, that is commitment. In South Korea, military service required for all able-bodied men for at least 18 months. One guy thought he found a loophole. He's paying the price. The unnamed 26-year-old found guilty by a court of deliberately gaining weight by binge eating, thereby getting himself diagnosed as obese, which would get him assigned to a non-combat role. The man was deemed fit during his initial health exam for the military, but then ballooned up at his final exam. He was hit with a 1-year suspended sentence, and a friend who devised the regimen that doubled his food intake got a 6-month suspended sentence. The radical attention-grabbing design of the Cybertruck has led some to question the psychology of who might buy one. A recent Facebook post, which has now been deleted, may have shed light on it. Stephen Chow's a dentist and Cybertruck owner. In his post, he said he works hard. His kids don't talk to him anymore. His friends are too busy to visit, and he's getting older every day. So what do? You get an overpowered, overpriced, over-the-top fridge on wheels, and they can't ignore you anymore. That sentiment seemed to have resonated with Cybertruck owners. Around 50 of them agreed, saying, yeah, you nailed it. That's me. Have you seen the Cybertruck, Andy? Do you like it?
No, I don't like it.
You don't like it?
Cyber junk is what I call it.
Yeah, you don't like it? You don't like it either?
No.
No, I bet you.
I'm the odd man out. If it wasn't for the price, I'd definitely have one.
What do they run, by the way?
At least $100,000 if I
Are
had to
they?
guess. Yeah, I think
Well,
they
half the
initially
trucks
said,
now run $100,000.
I think they said they'd come out with like an affordable model down the line, but
The Ranger version?
Yeah, the Ranger.
The Ford Ranger?
Mm-hmm.
See, I'm the opposite. I'm the one with the lifted diesel in the parking lot. The electric car owners hate me.
Yeah, no.
You have a real truck.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. No, it runs on petrol, and that's a problem.
Yeah,
man,
I'm killing the environment.
Yeah,
and,
sure
and that's fine.
Yeah, you're not. A woman treasure hunting in England's riverbed stumbled on something pretty cool. A 120-year-old jar of pickles preserved from the Victorian era. Jane Eastman discovered the intact green glass bottle while searching for artifacts. She said, it's got to be the weirdest thing I've ever seen. The bottle was embossed with W&D Harvest Dowgate Dock London, linking it to a London spice dealer who operated in the 1870s. She marveled, saying, I never would have expected a 120-year-old jar of pickles still corked to survive in pristine condition. Fans were intrigued. One asked if they might still be edible after a century. Do you want to try it? I'm not going to try a 120-year-old pickle. How about you?
Sounds like botulism to me.
Sounds like something that ain't going to come out good on the end. You know what I mean? Okay. A U.S. judge has ordered the return of the cursed Bahia Emerald. That's an 840-pound gem mined in Brazil in 2001. They've ordered it back to its home country after 2 decades of legal battles. The emerald was stolen the same year it was mined, became the center of numerous ownership disputes, was under custody of the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Office. It's been called cursed due to the lengthy legal proceedings, and last Thursday, a judge ruled in favor of the Brazilian government, saying there was insufficient evidence to block its return. So it is gone and out of here. Let's see. Thanksgiving has been canceled. Well, the Thanksgiving gathering took a dramatic turn after a Reddit user revealed her sister's strict family code of conduct led to the cancellation of the meal. They shared that her sister gave the family a list of rules for dinner that included a ban on overlapping conversations, no politics, a smart casual dress code, and assigned seating based on optimal personal compatibility. The sister insisted that everyone sign the code of conduct. I insist you kiss my ass.
Yeah.
It ain't happening.
I'll second that.
Yeah.
A ban on overlapping talking.
Yeah, whatever.
Man.
North Texas man was arrested after he barricaded himself in Walmart, armed himself with a hatchet, a bow, and arrows, and he started firing arrows at employees and customers. He wasn't very good. No injuries were reported. He fled before police arrived there at 6:40 a.m. Then about 9 a.m., officers responded to a home where he had jumped a fence and trespassed in the backyard. He was arrested and booked, and apparently Walmart got its bow and arrows back.
That's when we need Andy there.
Yeah.
Not all heroes wear capes.
No, that's for sure, right? And
They wear
finally,
Kevlar.
no, that's true, yeah.
Yes, sir.
And finally, a woman was arrested after allegedly punching another spectator during the 38th annual Santa Claus parade in St. Thomas, Canada. Thought everybody was nice there.
Canada.
Became angry that her view was obstructed. The suspect struck the victim in the face, knocking him to the ground during a dispute over that parade view on Saturday. Despite the altercation, the Christmas at the Circus theme continued as planned, and the woman whose name was not released was charged and is pending a court date. All right, we've got some new guests, so we're going to do a little swap out here.
Yeah.
This is Bob.
Hi.
Bob has no arms.
Who's there?
Well, it's not Bob.
Okay, everybody. Sorry, I'm just doing a little logistical juggling here. We got some people in the studio, and very excited to talk to these people. Get her over there to come this way. Yeah, get closer to us. Get closer to us.
Yeah, scoot in.
All right, there. And you'll have to get kind of right up on the mic. See how I am right here? Like about like this? Yeah, try that.
Know how to work a mic. I got this.
Okay, good. Hey, I like that. Oh, that's right. She's an announcer. So
We know, man. We know.
that's right. I forget. So tell everyone who you are.
My work name is Anna Lynn. Like I said, I've been in professional wrestling for 17 years now. Anything that you could possibly do in front of house, behind the house in wrestling, I've done it.
Yeah.
Stay pretty busy with it, yep.
Okay. So how did you get started in wrestling?
So actually, I had my biological grandmother was the photographer for the Von Erichs, and anytime
Really?
we traveled in North or East Texas, and also then my dad got into professional wrestling as well, and I just kind of followed suit.
That is that's pretty dope to have just that connection to the Von Erich family. When I was a kid, they were by far and away my favorites. We grew up here in the Mid-South wrestling, and that stuff. And so they were super big
Yeah,
here.
they still are, and I'm
Yeah.
really good friends with Marshall and Ross and their dad
Really?
Kevin and everything. And I
That's
actually
cool,
found
man.
out about my grandmother being their photographer through a casual conversation with them. Actually,
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. How's Kevin and his family doing?
They're so great now that they moved back to the States. They were living in Hawaii for a while, and now
Yeah.
they're down just south of San Antonio.
Okay.
And they are just living their best lives down
That's
there.
good.
We're happy to
I'm-
be back in Texas.
I'm glad to hear that because it wasn't that way for a lot of them,
Yeah.
and very, very obviously tragic story, but good for him. I'm glad to hear
You
that.
wouldn't know it was tragic though, talking to Kevin. That's the beauty of it.
Yeah. No, he always came off that way
Mm-hmm.
that he's just a very thankful, happy to be alive guy, and he tries to pay it forward a lot, I think.
Very much, yes.
Yeah.
It's a good little description of him.
Yeah, it really, really seems that way to me. Well, if you ever get a hold of him and we can Zoom with him, let me know. I'd love to Zoom him.
Yeah, I was like, we can't get him to travel, but Zoom maybe.
Well, we might be able to Zoom him in. Yeah. So you get you had that connection. How did that? What did you start with first? Did you go right into the wrestling side?
No, actually, I didn't do that till several years in. I started in 2008. It was my 16th birthday, actually.
Oh, wow.
I had been begging and begging and begging to do something in wrestling, and finally, as a surprise, was like, "Hey, you want to just do a management spot tonight?" And I was like, "Yes, I do."
Yes, I do.
And it was just I didn't prepare, didn't have anything with me, and just did
You
it.
just went with it.
Just went
But
with
of
it.
course, you were steeped in it. You grew up around it, so you kind of had an idea of what to do.
Exactly. So, like, since I was 6 years old, I've been around it and
Yeah.
everything. So that's pretty much how I got started. That just gave me the bug, the itch, and everything, and just it slowly progressed from there.
And so you were a manager, and you finally progressed and said, I'm going to wrestle.
Yeah, I started progressing from doing the managing and valeting, and I did a lot of back of the house stuff. I went to the owner of the company that I was working at the time. They ran every single Saturday, and I was like, I want to learn everything.
Okay.
I meant running the production side, the switchboard, the music, the lights, the
Yeah,
the
you
front
wanted
of
to
the
know the
house.
business.
Yes, and I was like, I don't skimp out on me because I'm a woman. Don't skimp out because of I'm somebody's daughter in this business. Like I want to know everything, and it just slowly progressed from there.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So, how did when you started? Were you a baby face, a heel? What? How did you play it?
Most of the time I was babyface and everything. Again, I was a kid when I first started, and of course, like I worked on shows where my dad was on, and like my dad's friends and stuff. So a lot of times I just gravitated working toward them because that was like a safe thing to do.
Sure.
And so it was just being babyface, getting the crowd all riled up, doing those things and stuff. But it wasn't until I don't think I did any heel work, any bad guy work until I was like at least like 6 or 7 years in.
Mm-hmm.
But it's my favorite.
Yeah, I bet it is. No, I would think, as a wrestler, to me, that would be, I think the joy is having everybody mad.
Yeah.
Making everybody mad at you.
Everybody thinks it's so easy. Everybody goes into it. You'll hear a lot of people say, "Oh, I love being a bad guy because it's easy. It's easy to get people mad." But my favorite part about wrestling, no matter where I'm doing it, is character work and storytelling.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm not the one that's out there just saying the cheap stuff to get people just
Right.
immediately riled up. I'm doing the long run stuff and everything.
Yeah,
the character
yeah.
work,
You're
the
building a
story.
character and
That's
developing
That's
that.
what I love more, and I feel like I have more fun doing that when I'm a bad guy.
So, as obviously the Von Erichs were influential to you. What other wrestlers have been influences to you?
Especially if you look at any of my social media or my characters from the past, you'll see that Undertaker is a huge influence. on me.
Okay.
Huge, yeah. A lot of my stuff is really based off him, and plus his work ethic too. He's big on really protecting himself and his character and stuff, and really just telling that story and making sure that is protected in its own.
He did, however he was managed or however he managed himself, he always stayed above some of the other stuff. He kept himself a legend status for a long
he's
time.
very
basically.
smart businessman.
Yeah.
Very smart. And I was lucky enough to have a couple conversations with him to pick his brain about it and everything. And I've got to learn a lot about him just watching him and talking to him. So
Yeah.
again, you can see it if you look through my social media, look at my
Yeah.
work and stuff, you can really see that come through.
So when you did get the chance to talk to him, were you just absolutely starstruck?
Well, so actually the first time I met him was I took my son to Comic-Con. I was working at a booth there and everything, and I had my son with him. My son loves him too, and he was like 3 or 4 years old, and I was able to, through connections, go and like set up a private meeting with him. And the mom in me was more present than the fan in me because
Gotcha. That's exciting. Yeah.
because like my son was wearing like a John Cena outfit, and he was so excited, and he was coming in there, and everybody was giving him so much attention when you walked in the room with Undertaker that like he didn't see Undertaker standing there.
Yeah.
And so they gave here's
How
like
do you not see that guy? He's like
exactly
7 foot forever.
exactly. But the photographer like got him like a little step stool to stand next to him to take a picture with him, and he's just beep bopping around, and I'm just sitting back watching this whole interaction, and then my son like steps up to the step stool and doesn't see Undertaker until he stands on the step stool and it's like eye contact with him, and he just like stops and is like, and he never breaks eye contact, and he's just like, Mom, Undertaker, and of course I'm like bawling.
That's
And then
great.
like because they ended up having their conversation and interaction, and so that was my first time meeting him. And of course
Yeah.
that transitioned to us speaking later, so it was more the mom and me crying.
Yeah, no, I get that. I
I'm
get that.
so jealous right now because when I was a kid, my mom saw the Undertaker walk by her at
Yeah.
Detroit Metro Airport.
Yeah.
She called me up and she's like, "You wouldn't believe who I just saw." She goes, "The Undertaker." I said, "Did you get his autograph?" She goes, "No, he was going too fast.
Oh.
I couldn't catch up." And she watches the show. So I just want to be like, Mom, she took her son to meet him personally.
Oh, I have 3 boys, and my oldest has been traveling with me on a show since he was 2 weeks old. So my oldest especially has gotten
You have.
so many awesome experiences.
You said you have 3 boys.
I do.
Okay.
I have
What
3
ages are
boys.
they?
They are 9, 5, and 3.
Oh wow, that is a very boisterous age.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Now my mother raised 3 boys, and I don't envy her for that.
They are full-fledged boys too.
Yeah. No, that's great
Raised
though.
in wrestling, which is fantastic for me.
Well, it can be, but I can only imagine how many things get jumped on around your house. I mean, when we were kids, I don't know, and maybe it was only me, but every time as a kid, me and my brother would watch wrestling. As soon as wrestling was done, it was time to wrestle.
Yeah, we don't
know?
do Mickey Mouse. We don't do the Coco
Yeah.
Melon or anything. It's wrestling in my
Yeah.
house. I threw my couch off the front porch one time.
Yeah, that's committed.
And like literally, because my kids were sitting there wrestling the couch, and it was they were a couple years younger, and I just knew they were gonna hurt themselves. And of course, I get onto them. Like, you were gonna hurt. They fall, they get hurt. Don't care. Get back up there. And finally, I hit my limit. Said that was enough, and I picked up my couch and threw it off my front porch.
That's amazing.
That was the
yeah.
end of my couch.
Well, there's nowhere to sit, but a lot of fun. A lot of fun. So now you went through that, and now you're an announcer. Is that correct?
Yeah, I actually got kind of thrown into announcing. It was kind of happened on accident, which I enjoy. It's become like a bread, especially like I'm getting older. I have 3 kids. I want to keep healthy for and stuff.
Yeah.
So ring announcing is kind of the thing I've fallen back on whenever I want to work in wrestling still, but I also want to keep my body healthy.
Yeah, you'd like to not have a broken back. Yeah, I
Yeah,
get
because
it.
I did like 12 years of professional dancing, and then I did a year of intramural football for Oklahoma State University's
Really?
team
Okay.
for a season and stuff, and then I got into actually training for wrestling, so my body's kind of hurt.
Yeah, no, it's tired. It's tired.
It's
Yeah.
tired. So yeah, I actually was training and at the place where I kind of grew up at in wrestling, and they didn't have a ring announcer, and they were like, "Hey, you're gonna do this." Shoved me through the curtains, and there I went.
Yeah.
There was no like prepping. There was no like, "Hey."
And so you kind of enjoyed and kind of.
I didn't enjoy it at first and everything, and then when you go back and listen to the first few times I ring announce, it's awful. It's so awful
That's with
sounding.
anything you ever do.
Right. Yeah. And of course, like a lot of the people around me were like, you could probably do this in your sleep. You've listened to it enough, for all these years. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. But just like, oh, so
But
like,
you
no,
still
it's
have to
work.
develop your own
Right.
sound and feel
Right,
and
yeah.
delivery.
And that's what I try to tell people. There's not a lot of people, and I'm sure you can contest to this. Like, whenever you're at wrestling shows, or when you're wrestling and you're managing and you're doing other stuff, you can get a lot of constructive feedback. But a lot of times, announcers don't get that.
Right.
You don't get people to
Right.
work with. You don't get people to get feedback from, constructive criticism and stuff. Which
No,
it
they just
changes.
either hire you again or they
Right,
don't.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They throw it at you when you're in any other position. So, I make sure and go out of my way to like talk to people, especially if I'm in how me in Richmond, I just go and hang out at shows sometimes
Yeah.
if I happen to be in town, and, I talk to people, and a lot of times they'll ask me advice, and I definitely go out of my way to do that because I didn't have that. That's for sure.
So where all do you go and work at? Where all do you
Um,
announce?
Right now, like I said, I'm a single mom to my 3 boys, and so I don't like to go too far. So
Right,
like
okay.
this is like about a 4-hour drive for me, and that's usually my radius.
Okay.
Every once in a while, I'll jump further and everything if it's like a one-time thing.
Mhm.
But I'm usually all over Texas, Oklahoma, Missouri, Kansas, Arkansas,
Mhm.
just kind of in that radius. I've
Now-
been further before, but right now now. I'm right here.
So, we've talked a lot about on this program with everything going on that it seems like in the past, I'd say, 5 to 10 years, there's been a huge resurgence in local divisions wrestling leagues popping up. Are you seeing that everywhere?
It's everywhere, and you see it all the time. You always see it during tax season.
Yeah, of course.
But it is. It's growing a lot, and wrestling in general, I feel like, is growing a lot of popularity right now. It's really on the scale slide of with people getting more interested in it and watching it more, and they're seeking out these indie promotions because a lot of people can't afford WWE or AEW at the moment.
Well, right, and they only have so many events a year anyway.
Exactly.
So even if you went to one or two, I mean that's it. So you have nothing in between other than watching it on TV. So being able to do something in person, and some of these leagues are really beginning to get traction.
Yeah, they are. And it's really good to see because, too, like a lot of people like to use names that were in like the aggression era and the attitude area of WWE, and they bring those guys in. And those are like the demographic, anyways, that wants to see those people.
Sure.
So they're using that. If they're doing it correctly, they're marketing,
Yeah.
toward the right people, and that's how they're really growing their promotions. And I love to see that.
Let me dial back because you said something I hadn't heard before. I know the Attitude Era. We talk about it. Everybody talks about the Attitude Era. Everybody loves The Rock, Stone Cold, all that. But the Aggression Era, what is that the 70s, 80s?
No, that's right after.
That's right after.
After Attitude Era.
Okay.
That's when your John Cena is coming through and stuff
Okay.
like that.
That's the
that
Aggression
group.
Era now,
Yes.
they call that.
Yeah.
Okay. So have we left the Aggression Era now?
Yes.
What era are we in now?
I don't know what
We don't have
I
a
don't know.
name
I don't
for
think
it
we have
yet?
a name.
Found out, I guess.
Aggression era really is a new term actually for that era, and it really started after they kind of coined the term with the Bray Wyatt and John Cena like story they did and everything
Yeah.
because they really emphasized that in their storyline. But so I think that's like a new term on
All right.
itself. So maybe we gotta wait like 10, 15 years for.
I'm going to ask you a real dumb question
All
here.
right,
But
there's no dumb questions. That's fine.
you're and I mean nothing by it. You're an attractive woman. You love wrestling.
Mhm.
What the hell are you doing single? How is that even possible? I mean, it seems like there'd be a line outside this studio when we get off with people going,
You
hey,
know,
I'd like to
like-
go out with you. I mean,
It just works out that way, I guess. I keep my private life private, and I don't like to mix personal and business and
I get that.
everything and stuff. And it's, I tried doing the whole thing and dating and wrestling and stuff. It don't work out.
no, I
So,
understand.
so I'm good the way that it is.
All right. Now, if people would like to, are you active on social media out
I
there?
am. I am.
How would they find you? What do they search for?
Instagram is all about Anna Lynn, and then I have a link tree in my bio that takes you to everything else.
Okay, so you go to All About Anna Lynn,
That's right.
and it's ANNALYNN.
Correct.
All About Anna Lynn on Instagram,
Mm-hmm.
and then you've got a link tree to every other site
Everything
that
else.
you've got.
Yep.
Okay, well that's awesome. That's awesome. Is there anything we can promote for you otherwise?
I know I'm going to be back here in Arkansas Saturday, November 30th for Gladiator. It's in Alma.
Yeah.
correct,
Yep.
This time. I know they switch out. Yeah, we're in Alma November 30th for Gladiator Championship Wrestling. And then I'm back in Texas in December, the 20th and 21st. If you're near Sherman, Texas, or Ardmore, Oklahoma, we do an annual toy drive. You come in, the show is free as long as you bring in a donated, unwrapped new toy. And it's
Nice.
an amazing show. We're going to have like Short Sleeve Samson and some other big names and everything.
Is
And
that Texoma?
yes,
Yeah.
Texoma
I just
Pro
caught up with that a
Wrestling.
little
Yep.
bit. Yeah.
Okay. So is she? Did you get her on Arkansas or what?
We can talk about it for sure.
Okay. Well, I mean, maybe something to talk about for
Yeah.
sure. All right. Well, that is awesome. Well, I'm so glad that you've come in to join us, and thank you for coming in.
Enjoy, yeah.
Yeah, great. What's going on, Bundy? You're being quiet over here. What do you got going
I
over
was
here?
actually trying to. I was going to have you tell me your handle again. I was trying to find you on Instagram.
All about Anna Lynn.
How do you
all
spell the Lynn? How do you
LYNN.
spell L-I-N?
LY.
Well, so while they're doing that,
Uh,
if you're free, January 25th, it's a Saturday. I know you'll have to look and see. But we're going to be having the Arkan Brawl here. It's going to be 4 different promotions I'm sure you're all familiar with.
Probably.
AWE, TNR, of course, Vapors, and Wrestling with Pride. And they're all
I
gonna-
am, you said January 25th?
Yes.
I am available that
All
day.
right. Well,
So is there going to be
come on down and check us out or help out with it. Yeah.
during that event, Rich? Or is there going to be crossovers? Is there going to be people from one wrestling division wrestling other people from another one, or are they just going to stay in their own division.
Without giving too much away.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
I got you.
There's
Yeah.
going to be some
some crossover.
There's already chatter between the promotions about who's going to do the better
Okay,
matches.
I got you.
So we'll
I got
see.
you. It's exciting.
Looking at what the people are saying, Kevin Reed Mueller, K-Bird, said, "Good morning, Pimp and Pimpettes." Thank you, man. He said, "Happy Turkey Week." Good morning, guys. Y'all rock. That's Jason Wadley. Thank you, Jason. Are you related to Farron Wadley, the Taekwondo champ? Let's see. Good morning. I used to get thousands of views on TT, now shadow banned to about 300 views of video. Y'all check it out and like everything. That's K-Bird again, Kevin Reed Mueller. Wendy said the Cybertruck looks like a refrigerator on wheels. Tina said they're so ugly they look like a trash can on wheels.
Dude, I can't lie either. That's part of why I want one is because everybody hates them so much.
You know,
what I mean?
sometimes
It's like a
like the
rebellious
hate.
thing, you know? Yeah.
I've seen them painted different colors than the stainless
Dude,
steel,
we
and they're
went to-
interesting.
We went to Los Angeles back in June, and there was a ton. We saw an all
Why?
yellow one.
Why did you go there?
Yeah. We were seeing some friends, went to a business conference out there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Hit Vegas on the way and just kind of made a trip of it.
Okay, I was
yeah.
concerned about your well-being. I didn't know what was happening. I've been to LA. It's fun to visit briefly and then leave. You know. I'm not a fan. Not a fan.
And then just go home.
Yeah, that's right. All right. Well, let's do something different here.
This is Bob.
Hi.
Bob has no arms.
Who's there?
Well, it's not Bob.
That's fair to say, really. I mean, if I'm being honest. Okay, let's talk a little bit about the holiday. And this is kind of interesting. Of course, you might be worried about your family and politics during Thanksgiving, or maybe you're a vegan. You're worried about not having vegan food. Maybe you're worried about gluten. I don't know. But you might be worried about the giant asteroid that could smack into you and just wipe us all out on Thanksgiving.
Oh,
We could only.
That's right. That's right.
We could
Nothing.
only, yeah, cross your fingers over
That's
there.
right.
Lucas.
Asteroid 2006 WB, like the network.
I'll take it.
Will zoom by Earth Tuesday. Astronomers say it's one of nearly 40,000 near-Earth objects, which is not even the most exciting. But Lowell Observatory astronomer and asteroid expert Nick Moskovitz said, "We know little about this asteroid coming so close to Thanksgiving. This is because they're frequently discovered as technology's improved, not because the threat is growing." So in other words, there aren't more meteors than there were. There's just more cameras pointed at them. Because I think last I knew, we only track maybe 5% of the sky around us, something like that. So, you know, you could have something coming for a long ways and not know it for a long time, you know. The frequency of these things is getting to the point where he said, I can't keep up. But the European Space Agency's Near Earth Object Coordination Center recently highlighted notable asteroids that are passing the Earth this fall, including this one. Now, this one's about 380 feet wide. It'll reaches as close as a little more than twice the distance from the Earth to the Moon. But that's still pretty close in space terms. You know, you could hit a little other pebble and just careen right over and take us all out. That probably wouldn't take everybody out. That's not quite that big. Now, there's another asteroid that's coming behind it. It's stadium sized. That one could do a little damage right there. I think it probably do a little hurting. Do you ever worry about stuff like that, the asteroids, things like that? Is that something that
I try not to.
you
I
focus
just,
on?
No, I just worry about what I can control. I don't,
Yeah,
I don't
me
even
too. Me
worry
too.
about
Are
it.
you a freak out about the asteroids kind of person?
you know, this is going to be like the 10th end of the world thing that I've survived.
Yeah.
I'm not going to worry about it too
Yeah.
much.
After Y2K, I gave up worrying about any of it. I was like, nah.
That was ridiculous too.
Yeah, of course it was ridiculous.
I
It's
remember
the
when,
dumbest thing in the world.
I remember when it was, 2012 and, you know, the Mayan
Yeah, the
calendar.
Mayan calendar.
Oh, that's right.
I was slinging DirecTV and Sam's Club, like, watch the end of the world on 1080 HD. Sign up for DirecTV now.
That's a true worker right there.
Right.
Yeah, no, you turn your scars into stars. You
Right.
know what I
I
mean?
mean,
I
hey.
was actually counting on that one. I didn't pay my rent that month in 2012.
Yeah. It's like, well, we thought it was supposed to end, man. I mean,
Right. It was all done.
Yeah.
according to the calendar, this month doesn't even exist, so why would I owe you? Now, are there any conspiracy theories that you have that you're into?
Oh man.
Are you a
See,
Bigfoot
here's
enthusiast,
the
anything
thing.
like that?
Here's the thing.
I like this. I like this.
So I have a very bad habit of not sleeping at night, especially because I just graduated on November 1st. So like I'm usually up nights late studying and
Okay.
stuff. And so what I do is fall down random rabbit holes
Yeah.
all the time. And so we do not have enough time for me to go through all the rabbit holes that I've jumped down over the
There's
years.
actually a channel online that you can stream. Where's that at? That's called
The rabbit.
The Rabbit Hole. Yeah.
Yeah.
And all it is conspiracy
Yeah,
theories. That's
see, the
all it
most
is.
recent one I've looked into is aliens being in the ocean.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
that's,
yeah,
that's
that's
a
we were-
big one.
Yeah, that's
That's
the
a
most
popular one right
that's
now.
the most recent one I went down.
Yeah, that's the popular
Yeah.
alien du jour
You know, I
topic.
see
is,
like one TikTok video, one Instagram post, and then I'm done. Like
Well,
I'm hooked. Like
see, we had to shift there because now that everybody has cameras, we realize they're nowhere on the surface here.
Right, right.
You can't
They've
find
gotta
them
be in the
anywhere. So they're either there or they're not here, right?
yeah.
You know, they could be, of course, on the dark side of the moon, right? There's no
What about
dark
you? You
side of
got-
the moon.
You got any favorite conspiracy theories?
And my wife loves me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just, I got plenty of conspiracy
I mean,
theories.
yeah.
I was
Yeah,
gonna say
no,
I
I
may not
do.
believe asteroids, but there's plenty of conspiracy theories.
No,
out
there's,
there.
I didn't used to be a conspiracy guy, and I'm not going to say I'm really that guy because I don't just go down rabbit holes like that very often.
I feel judged.
No, you're not judged. You're not judged. A lot of people do it, and it's fun. I've been down them. Trust me. But I try to avoid it. But COVID and all that really changed
Yeah.
my outlook on everything based on the government. And so I have a
But is that
conspiracy.
a conspiracy theory?
No,
though?
it's
The
not.
government's lying to us. Like, is that a theory?
Well, I was called a conspiracy theorist for
Right,
thinking
right.
it or
Mhm.
talking about it,
Mhm.
But yeah, no, I came to realize that it's all the WWE.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's all staged.
Yeah, it's all the WWE.
Right.
If you're picking sides and thinking you're the winner, you're crazy.
Yeah, you are
Yeah.
tricked.
Because at the end of the day, they all get in the limo together and take our money.
Right.
And we're just sitting there like, yeah, it was a great time. Yeah, no, it wasn't. You just got schooled.
Did y'all ever see that old show that was on Jesse Ventura's conspiracy theories?
Oh,
Yes.
Oh God, I love
It's
that
so
show.
good.
that
It's
dude's
so
a
good.
real conspiracy theorist.
He
there.
really is.
No, he's really down in that.
I love listening to him though.
Yeah,
Oh,
no, people who are
one that got
that
me.
way, they're the most passionate about things. You'll never meet anybody more passionate than someone who wants to deny the moon landing.
Yeah.
Those son bitches are more passionate. Let me tell you something, man. That flag cannot blow on the moon. Yeah, I know.
But why haven't we been back?
Yeah, of
Yeah,
course.
she-
Yeah,
she
there
said,
you go.
"Look,
I'm
hey,
just
let's
saying.
start talking about it.
See
Let's
how
get
David
into
her?
it." Yep.
Just saying.
Yeah, I know.
58 minutes left. Let's all go jump
Yeah.
down that rabbit hole together.
No, they're all great. I've looked into I've read the stuff about the moon thing. It's interesting. I don't know if we did fake it. It's the most United States thing we've ever done in our life.
America.
It's like, okay, yeah, we'll beat everybody there one way or another.
I just imagine that talk in the room, like, "Hey guys, instead of actually doing it,
Right.
Yeah, I don't know if this
we could
ship's gonna
skip all
work.
this hard shit that we're trying to
Yeah.
calculate here and just."
I mean, we did make Star Trek. We can do this,
Right. We can do it.
Yeah, because it was 4 years after that
Yeah.
that they went to the moon, right? After Star Trek, so
Dude, one of the more popular ones, and I've got friends, the flat Earth movement.
Oh my
has-
God! Now
I
those,
cannot
dude.
get behind that.
those are a
I'm
special
judging if
breed of
somebody
folk on
says
that one. I'm sorry, but if you're a flat earther, I got to ask you, man. It's 2024. What's going on? How
Right.
good is that shit you're smoking? Because there's no way, man. I mean, just realistically, it's
You ate too much.
you have
glue.
you have a better chance of being in the Matrix than a flat Earth. And I may be.
can agree with
I could
that.
be a
Yeah.
simulation. That's the one
I
that
can agree with that.
I'm very intrigued by more
Oh, yeah,
recently.
for sure.
Oh yeah.
Are we in a simulation?
Yeah.
That's intriguing to me.
I will agree.
Sometimes I stop and think, is it really my thought or am I just GTA? Should I get out and beat a hooker? Just to see, is that what I'm supposed to do? Should I
That's exactly what you're supposed to
yeah,
do.
run from the police for no reason?
That's what they say, like on The Sims, when you walk into a room and you forget what it was for. It was because somebody just canceled your task that they wanted.
Yeah, you see what I mean? There's always somebody who's got it all figured out, don't they? They have the whole roadmap to how the conspiracy works. But they are the fun things to talk about, man.
Yeah.
for sure. You know,
I do believe in the weather control.
I don't think that used to, again, another thing that used to be a conspiracy.
Yeah.
But you know what? I just recently, if I ever, and I haven't had a doubt in years, but most recently, to demonstrate it in Dubai, they had a flood like they've never had ever in the history that we know of.
Right.
You know, it's the desert. You know, and what did they say? They said, well, we seeded the clouds 5 times the rate we normally do, and that's what happened. But that's what they do. So if you think they're not doing it, if they're only doing it there, come on, man.
Right.
Now, let me ask you this. What's to say if you can trigger that some of the things you do don't trigger weather out that comes a hurricane?
Right.
Can we?
Those hurricanes that hit Florida, that's where I've seen a lot of people talk about people controlling the weather. That's when that
Right.
conversation really came up.
Well, I mean, I'm not saying they are, but I'm saying that, look, all the girls at 12 have boobs now because of steroids, okay? And they're chicken. So,
Steroids in their
well, I mean, what do you think it is? When I was 12, we were all flat chested.
Right.
Now,
Yeah, what are you doing
now
with
at
butterball
12?
turkeys over there,
They
dude?
You got
say
these
it's
girls
that in the
with-
milk,
Yeah, I
yes.
mean, it's like they're lactating and stuff. You know, they're ready to rock. Yeah, no, I think that things are shifting, you know, in that regard.
I would agree. I think
Yeah.
so.
Yeah. All right, let's do something a little different here, shall we?
This hour brought to you by Put a Stick in Your Bum.
I'm depressed. I wish there was more to life.
Put a stick in your bum.
How is that going? Oh, wow. I feel better. Ow, 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 ow.
Put a stick in your bum. Johnson, you're fired. Oh. Holy f***. Johnson, you get a raise. Woo! Ooh, ow. Ow. Put a stick in your bum.
Spare change? Ooh, I'm gonna go teach Lamars. Ow, ooh, ow, ow.
If your life is humdrum, put a stick in your bum. Put a stick in your bum. Put it in there. Put it in. Put the stick in your bum.
If you need help with your heat or air, I want you to call Cabot Mechanical at 502-2720 or go to cabotmechanical.com. David Lindsay, the service manager, will take very, very good care of you. They don't have giant advertising budgets. They're not running commercials nonstop, ads nonstop, because the companies that do that, you know what happens. You pay that budget, right? These guys are just doing the job, and most of their referrals are word of mouth. They've been doing it a long time. Saved me a hell of a lot of money. Instead of buying a $10,000 air unit, I spent $100 and some to get my coil cleaned, and everything went right again. So big thanks to them. CabotMechanical.com. If you want to get your heat and air looked at, they'll come out and do an evaluation free. And then if he works on it, he's going to do you right. Take it from me. It's real. Okay, let's talk about this. Have you ever done a scavenger hunt, man?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, just when you were a kid, or have you ever done it as an adult?
I mean, I guess young adult, teenager, you know. Yeah.
Okay, how about yourself?
Yeah, I make one for my kids at least once a year.
Do you? Okay, we used to do that for the kids for their birthday present. They'd have to follow clues and things.
I mean,
to
that's
get
what
to
you usually
it.
do for Easter. That's usually like the tradition.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we just hide the eggs, but yeah, that's cool.
We do that too.
Yeah. How about you, man? You do?
I can't say I've done a scavenger hunt.
Okay. Well, you might want to. Bitcoin investor John Collins Black is bringing a real-life treasure hunt to the country. He's burying 5 chests worth an estimated $2 million across the country.
Okay, I can mess with that.
Yeah, you might.
Yeah.
Okay, got your attention. Each chest contains rare items like a cassette. I'm going to say it wrong, so just accept it. Casasikias Bitcoin, a Colombian emerald, a shining Charizard Pokemon card, and George Washington's jelly glass. The clues to find these treasures are hidden in a book called There's Treasure Inside, and it requires smart problem-solving skills that you need a sharp mind to find even one of the chests. He said the hunt's not for the faint-hearted. He gained his fortune through Bitcoin early. He started planning the hunt during COVID, sourced some unique treasures for the chest, and he assures everyone they're not buried on private property. They're accessible to everyone. He said, I don't want people to go too crazy, so I found a sweet spot for the challenge. He estimated the value of the stash could be up to $3 million, depending on the fluctuation of Bitcoin.
Doing pretty good right now.
Yeah, doing real good right now. He also plans to release additional hints in 8 to 10 years if they're still unfound. And that's not crazy, because there was the one guy, I think they're still looking for it.
I think so. Yeah.
Assuming it's real.
Well, did they find? I thought I read
Maybe they did
something.
find it.
Yeah, one this year. I know.
It may have been that they found it. Yeah, but it'd been going on for at least a decade.
Yeah, a long time.
This is described as the greatest treasure hunt in American history. The challenge offers adventure and potential for life-changing wealth. He's excited about the impact it could have. He said if Bitcoin hits 500,000 or $1 million, these could be worth 10 million in a few years. He said, I'd celebrate that and be happy for the finders. Is that something that you would be interested in? Would you even begin to venture into something like that?
It said you have to have a sharp mind.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm out.
You're out. Okay, yeah.
I smoke too much.
You're just like Kramer in that one contest.
Yep.
Everybody knows what I mean on that one.
Contest.
Yeah. How about you? Would you do something like that?
I would be intrigued, but to act like I actually have the time to do something like that is
Right.
not realistic.
Yeah. No, I think most people would say, man, I'd love to do that if I just found it, digging in my garden.
Right.
But otherwise, I'm probably not going to
I
find it.
ain't got the time.
Yeah. No, it seems like something that would take an awful lot of time, and you probably better have that on. Either you're rich or you're homeless.
Yeah. I don't even play Pokemon Go. I'm not going to go hunt for a Pokemon.
No, do they still play that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Still played.
Oh yeah.
No.
I didn't know
Oh,
if it
yeah.
did either. I was
Oh,
sitting
yeah.
in my graduation and I had like classmates sitting around me playing it, and I was like, "That's still a thing."
Oh, yeah.
Wow, I
That's still very
didn't know
much a
that,
thing.
man. Who does
Good
it?
for them.
Kids?
I mean, adults.
These are full-grown adults. Like I said, people I
My age,
graduated
your
with.
age.
Why?
Because it's a fun. I mean, a lot of them still do it for exercise.
I was like, hey, yeah,
you go
it's
walk
an
around and
activity.
exercise.
I
And,
guess you are out of the house. I mean,
right.
okay. Yeah,
But
I'll
yeah,
buy
it's
it.
still a popular thing.
I don't know if I would do the Bitcoin scavenger hunt, but I would want to go help that guy who threw his Bitcoin away in the dump.
Oh, man. I'm telling you what, I don't know why he doesn't just get a group of a gazillion people to
Yeah.
come help him, because I
Right.
guarantee you a lot of people feel that way.
Yeah. I don't
That
think
poor
the city.
bastard's been looking through the landfill
I don't
for
think
like
the
5
city will
years.
let him look anymore. I think they let him look for a couple of years, and they said, "Look, if you can't find it by X date, then we can't let you keep coming back out here digging
Wow.
through the trash."
Dang.
Man,
But
yeah.
I would come with a militia.
Oh,
I'd be
no,
like,
I-
"No, we're fine. We're not
Yeah.
leaving here until I find
No,
that."
we're gonna find that
Yeah.
somehow, some way. No matter what we got to dig through. It's like $1 billion worth
Yeah,
in there
well,
or
I think
something.
Bitcoin hit 98,000 yesterday, so
That's
Yeah.
keeps going up.
Well, you kind of expected after this election that
Yeah.
that might happen, and of course it is happening.
Mhm.
And I expect that will
The one Elon
continue for a little
pushes,
bit. Doge.
yeah, Doge, it shot up too.
Well,
all the
I'm not
crypto's going
shocked
up.
by that. I mean, did you think it was a mistake or a coincidence they named their department Doge?
Yeah.
Department of Government Efficiency. You
Right,
don't think
right.
he's saying something with that? Yeah, no, oh yeah, Doge, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's brilliant marketing. Look, I don't care what anybody says, and I know everybody has their feelings one way or another, but I don't care about feelings. What I care about are facts, and the facts are that him and that Vivek Ramaswamy
Mhm.
are brilliant people, and if they can go in and, man, listen, I said the other day, I've never been excited about anything the government's done in my entire life. Nothing. Not one time did I ever come home and go, man, I'm excited about this shit.
Right.
Because normally they're trying to screw me.
Right.
But when he said we're going to go through and start, seeing where the
Auditing.
books are being cooked,
Yeah.
I was like, hell yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Hell
for
yeah,
that.
please
Hop
do
on
that.
board with that.
Please do that, because this has been going on forever, and finally, if somebody has the courage to do it. The other thing that I heard him say that I was very not surprised by, but pleased to hear is, we've got to get it where that there's term limits in Congress.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And,
Oh, yeah.
and you have to. It's the only way to make an effective change.
Mhm.
Honestly, you cannot have people stay there 20, 30 years and expect they're not going to keep getting paid.
Right.
Right.
That's what they're going to do. Be there 5, 6 years, give you, 5, 6 years, and that's it. You're done. Go back to normal life. Boom, you're out.
Yeah, that's how it should
And,
be.
and just cycle it. through.
90-year-old congressman, falling asleep.
come
It's
on.
insane.
Man, come on. You think Mitch McConnell relates to anything you or I do?
Absolutely. I completely agree with you.
Mitch
That's what I'm
McConnell looks
saying.
like
It's-
one of those butterball turkeys. Yeah, farm out
I'd
there.
rather have the butterball turkey.
Right.
It at least has some relevance.
Like Walking Death.
Yeah, no, it's just,
Yeah.
I look at these people, or the the Chuck Schumers and these Nancy Pelosi's. Like these people aren't in touch with that. The only thing they're in touch with is their gated communities and their money. You know, they're not out to help me. They don't care about me.
No.
You know,
Not at all.
so I'm excited to see somebody give a shit about something because I think about my tax dollars and I'm like, man, is this what it's going for?
Right.
Because I kind of.
Wasn't it just last week we were talking about how they found out at the Pentagon they're missing what
824 billion.
Insane.
Yeah, 824
we
billion.
don't know where it went.
In the audit.
Oh
They're
no.
short. Yeah.
Darn.
Listen, if you're short
Dang it.
$84 at McDonald's, you're fired.
Right.
I worked at a casino before, and if we were short, like off a penny, we could not leave there until it was accounted for. A penny.
I believe that
A
though.
penny.
Yeah.
And that's just working in a casino vault and
And so-
everything.
and
But
so
the
you
government,
might
millions of dollars. Oh, sorry.
You might think the government
Like,
might be accountable to the tune of $824 billion with a B.
Oh my
I
gosh.
notice if I leave $1 in my laundry, I notice it.
Right.
Yes.
No, I
feel it.
promise you, if I lose a 20, I'll spend half the day looking for it. Knowing I could earn more while I'm looking for it.
Right.
But it pisses me off, So you're not going to tell me you lose $824 billion, man. Come on now.
And it's just a whoopsie.
Yeah. Oops. By the way, I want to mention to you that tomorrow will be the debut of our new segment from XFL Jim. And if you hadn't seen the guy, he's crazy. He's got a mullet. He's not right, but he's real good with football. Very good. So we'll launch his segment tomorrow. He'll be talking about NFL. He'll talk about XFL and he'll talk about NCAA. And I think that he does some handicapping and stuff. So you'll have,
Nice.
if you like to gamble a little bit.
Absolutely, I do a little bit.
I need all the help I can get.
This guy might be able to help you a little.
Good deal. And I saw now on the website, and I found out a little bit more for myself. I hope we're allowed to talk about it. We're all kind of getting our own blog spots now. Huh?
Well, we are beginning to to allow some of our folks like yourself and Bundy to be able to do some posting and to join in and we built out the infrastructure for that now, so we're excited about it.
I'm
so
excited
that
for
we
it.
can have a lot more people contributing and sharing content and growing and helping, with whatever their projects are, or just sharing shit you think's funny,
Right?
or cool. I mean, that's what it's all about. So we're doing that. By the way, if you didn't see the Joe Exotic interview, man, it was a good one.
That was, man.
dude.
That was.
Dude, come on.
That was
Come
pretty
on.
good,
You
wasn't
got
it?
the coolest podcast in the world. Man, I watched that yesterday. Like, let's go.
That was
Joe
crazy, wasn't it?
Exotic. Come
But
on.
it's
Yeah,
crazy
that
to
was
hear
awesome.
about if they're true, the conditions
Right.
that he's talking about.
I know that's what I wonder too.
Wow.
So we started the process yesterday of getting the application done where we can go in person and do
Field trip.
an interview. At the actual facility. So we're working on that now. We began laying the groundwork yesterday and getting that all done. So that's cool. And then as if you didn't know, he at the end of the thing said, he was going to call every Sunday at 11.
I heard,
now.
yeah.
And
Yep.
so now we're going to have Joe on every week. We've been talking to his people, getting everything, situated. And
See, the Texoma Pro show I mentioned earlier, they actually had a couple of their shows at the zoo, whatever it's called.
Oh, yeah,
everything.
yeah.
They worked with Joe Exotic.
Did
I mean, they
they?
had a couple of shows there,
Uh-huh.
and they had like the tigers and all that, like being a part of the show. And
Wow.
then I can't remember his name for the life of me, but this is probably not sensitive. But the guy that doesn't have legs from the show.
Oh, yeah.
So
Oh,
he
yeah.
so he comes to several of our Texoma shows. Like he's a frequent fan.
Okay, that's
He comes
cool.
there and hangs out and everything.
That's
Like he's such a cool dude.
Yeah.
Everything. He's really cool to talk to and stuff. And like I said, they still talk about Joe Exotic and all
Yeah.
that all the time.
Yeah.
Well, it is of interest to me because, look, I felt, and I'm sure most people probably who watched the documentary, now
Mhm.
I don't know everything. I don't know every detail. But based on what I've seen, what I've heard, what I've read, what I looked at on the Joe Exotic official website, the videos, the dude's been railroaded. I mean, honestly.
Right.
Well-
I mean, look,
That's what it seems like.
well, first of all, as I said in the interview, this plot that was to happen, he never made it even to the town she was in. There was never an attempt on a life. It was all a bunch of bullshit, in my opinion.
Right.
Now, I'm not saying that, Joe didn't help himself by saying some things that were a little outlandish.
Yeah.
He sure did.
Right.
And I think he would even admit, it was probably a dumb idea to even be talking about, whatever. But, I don't think the guy should be in prison for 20, 30 years. I'll tell you that.
I mean, I don't know a lot about. I really don't know anything about it. I didn't get into the whole, Tiger King show during.
What is wrong
that.
with
I
you,
just,
dude?
I
What
just,
is wrong
I
with you?
didn't.
It was
I just-
COVID. What were you looking at?
What were you doing with your life?
I was a FedEx ground delivery driver.
Oh.
I was dying everything. By the time I got home,
were
I was
busy.
like, screw it, I'm done. Like,
No,
forget it.
I guarantee you, man, delivery driver life changed as soon as that COVID bell rang.
Oh, dude, I was.
Everybody started, I will say this, that is one positive in a weird way that probably came out of it is online ordering. People finally went, I'll do it. I'll put my credit card out there. I'm good. Let's do it.
I lost 80 pounds alone delivering packages during the
Wow.
height of the coronavirus.
Really?
It was just, when you're a FedEx ground driver, and I don't know if this is still the case, this was obviously a few years ago when I was, but you're a single driver on that truck by yourself. You're expected to be able to lift 150 pounds by yourself
Mm-hmm.
and haul it up to, there's, generators that are 150 pounds.
Well, you throw it on your shoulder, you put it on a dolly.
Well, if you have a dolly, you're lucky. Most of the time, no. You get the momentum, throw it on your shoulder, and get it up there to the porch. Like,
Okay.
You've only
Like
got
a boss.
yeah.
Yeah.
You don't want to stop and take the time to pull out a dolly and put it back in the truck and everything, man. You got 150 stops.
Were
to
you
make
the
it.
guy who'd just take that box and throw it? Boom.
That's what my guy does.
Yeet.
I can't say yes or no on that.
Allegedly.
Yeah,
Allegedly.
I'm sure there was a few Christmas packages that were
Did you
damaged in shipping.
Did you ever witness the porch pirates, when you were out there, or see them try to gank you, or anybody ever try to rob you, or?
Nobody ever tried to rob me. I didn't see any porch pirates around like my delivery areas.
Yeah, so it was real
I actually
boring
had
there.
there was plenty of animals.
Okay.
There was plenty of animals to chase me down.
Yeah.
You don't
Yeah.
have porch pirates when you have pit bulls.
Yeah. I had a
That's
pit bull
true.
chase me one time with a Newport in his mouth. I was like, I'm out of here.
Yeah, and it was lit. It was lit. That's the crazy
yeah.
thing. He doesn't even have opposable thumbs. How did that happen? He just walked up to the bonfire.
But yeah. So I never got into the show. But after watching the interview yesterday, I was like, I've got to research more about
Dude,
this
you've got to watch it.
because,
Go back and watch
You've
it.
got to watch
I did.
it.
I started
Rich,
looking. I'm like, are
telling
you kidding? Like, this dude is in jail and all these people did perjury and it's been found and nobody
Yeah.
cares?
Well, yeah, kind of.
I mean, really?
Kind of, yeah.
And then, I went and looked it up I went and just, Googled, all right, what's going on here? Let me, try and familiarize myself some. And the first couple sites I see is talking about how crazy he is and off his rocker.
Yeah.
And
he
so
is.
now I'm like, okay, now I'm invested because there's two sides to the
Right.
story, which is the truth.
That's what I
Is
wanted to
everybody
ask
just
you.
against him, or has his cheese slid off his cracker?
Right. I
There's
think a
the
little.
rabbit hole.
I think the cheese
Found
might
one.
be a little
Found
off
one.
the cracker. But that's what I wanted to ask you. Is just we see him on Netflix or whatever it was on, and
Yeah.
he's a personality. But what kind of sense did you get about him talking to him? Personably.
Yeah, no, he first of all, he's Joe Exotic. I mean,
Yeah, he never- that never comes
You
down.
just have to understand that's Joe Exotic,
Right.
and that's who the guy is. So, he doesn't exactly probably think the way you and I do
Right.
all the time. He has a very distinct style and persona about him. So he is very flamboyant, and he's very out loud. He's very unfiltered,
Right.
But I think in general terms, he's pretty honest.
Yeah.
And that's the sense that I get is he was being pretty honest. Now, I don't know if he exaggerated 25 rats in the past 3 weeks. I don't know. Maybe there were. I'm saying if there were 5 rats in the past 3 weeks,
All right.
that'd be 5 more than I need.
Right.
I don't want to sleep anywhere where the rats are crawling on me. I'll be honest with you. That's, not cool. Now, it is interesting that it's more of a campus scenario.
Yeah, I
Right.
thought that
there's
was
not-
interesting.
No
Yeah.
cages,
dorm,
no
That is
bars.
interesting.
dorm room.
Yeah. And so he's able to be with Jorge and, be
Where is
together.
he at right now?
He's in Fort Worth.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, over in the Texas area.
Not
Yeah.
too far from
Fort
me.
Worth Med, where the prison facility of Fort Worth Med. Yeah.
Hmm.
So, so hopefully we'll get approved once we submit it. the final part of it, it takes 24 to 48 hours, and the warden will let us know if we meet the criteria and can go there and do it.
What's the criteria?
Well, I mean, you're going into a prison. There's lots of criteria. The number one, background. Certain people can come in. Number two, you have to be a member of the press. You can't just say,
yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, you can't just, hey, I'm Bob. I want to come see Joe Exotic.
Right.
You have to have a legitimate press reason to do so. Then you're going to have to do some other things to make sure that you're not on any list or things like that. So they do, all these things that you also you have a limited amount of what you can take in,
Yeah.
So you can go in and you can have one camera person with you, but that's going to be about it, and
I'm
there's
surprised you can take a camera.
Right.
and it's very limited where you can only film when you're interviewing the resident,
Gotcha.
Joe Exotic in this case.
Yeah, I didn't know. Say, I live where the Oklahoma State Penitentiary is and
Okay.
everything. And whenever you're a senior in high school, it's like mandatory. Everybody takes a tour and everything.
really?
Whenever you go in the prison and stuff
They
like
scare
that.
you straight right
Oh,
off the
it's
bat.
so terrifying, actually.
I bet it is.
Because they have death row and everything, and they take you all in there. They take you in the execution
they
room.
walk
They take
you right-
yeah.
Do they walk you through
seniors
the
in high
inmates?
school,
The
yes.
inmates yelling at
Yeah.
you like, "Hey, baby!"
No, and it's like when you're inside and you're taking the tour in there, like it's fine. You can see it's kind of weird because you see them like have these little mirrors and they're trying to look at you without looking at you. But the worst part is when you go outside in the yard and they have like all the gates over the window, so you can't see them, but they can see you. So like, hey, you in the red shirt, I'll see you when I get out. And you're like, they know what I look like, but I don't know what they look like.
Right.
And they're yelling stuff like that at you.
And you say, I hope so. What's your number?
But like seriously though, like you're taking 17, 18
No,
year olds in there every year. Like it's a cool experience.
Let me
like
ask
in
you this.
hindsight,
Cool.
but
Did
it's
it-
terrifying.
Did it make you go, hey, I never want to go there?
Yeah, and especially
Bingo.
like that, and like death row was just creepy. I had to walk,
Oh, I
I had to
bet.
leave because
That's
again, like
crazy.
they take you through there, and they even let you talk to like one or two prisoners that are in there. But they take you like in where like the press watches, then they take you in the actual like where the prisoner gets
chamber?
to- yeah, and then
Mhm.
they take you in the executioner's room. Like you go, and it's just
Wow.
Yeah.
a weird
that
feeling.
probably is a real
I didn't
creepy,
like
weird
it.
feeling, I bet. Yeah.
yeah, but yeah.
No, I could understand why you
But
wouldn't.
you really go in there and you see like in death row it's
I-
like half underground, so they only have like one little slat of a window, and they're like, hey, maybe they'll see a bird one day. Like
Yeah, let's go beyond Scared Straight. I've watched it. And man, listen,
Yeah.
I know this is wrong, but there's nothing more I love to see than break them kids down, start
Yeah.
crying.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, that's right, you little bitch. You thought you were bad, didn't you? Huh? Now
I'm
what?
the same way when I watch that.
Now that Jose and his breasts are up on you, you feel different.
See, I always love the one kid who tries to
Yeah, to try to be the
strong face.
They're
No.
bucking up like
Yeah, that's the one I want to see get broke right there. You're not going to scare me. I know they're not. I know they're going to yell in my face. I'm going to tell them, you get out of my face. Yeah, you sure are. Let's see that.
when they bust in there and they go right into screaming in their faces.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
like, yeah.
Yeah. No, and early on, they were even more aggressive. They could put their hands on them a little bit, not hurt them, but
Right.
kind of touch them, grab them, get up on
Yeah.
them. Now they
Rough 'em
kind
up
of
a little.
frown a little more on that. But I mean, I was like, yeah, that's what you need to do. They need to understand, man. It's crazy,
It is.
you know.
The tour was enough for me. I don't need people screaming in my face.
All I needed to see were movies as a kid, and I was like, that ain't a place for me.
Right.
I'm not doing it. No,
Would not
I'm
make
not
it.
doing it.
Not
No.
built for it.
All right, let me do this, and I'm sorry because I love both of you guys, but I need to bring these two back up here. So let me bring them back up for a little bit, guys. He didn't know.
is super
He
tall.
didn't know that, Dustyn. Captain Obvious over here. No, I can understand that. I can understand that. You know what's funny? He was noticing your height, which I think everybody did. You didn't have to, but you know, I was just reading a thing yesterday that said that the number one question that tall people hate getting is, "Do you ever play basketball?"
Yep, all the time, all the time.
Yeah. Is it true you get tired of that question?
Oh,
Don't you?
absolutely.
Yeah, I can imagine it's got to be annoying.
Yeah, especially because I never played.
Yeah, well, that's what it's
So,
even
like,
worse.
They'll ask like,
Then they're gonna go, "Why?
well, yeah, it's like I just.
Why didn't you play? Well, I suck. Okay.
Yeah, I was better at other things.
Yeah, I
Like,
mean, I don't like it. Whatever.
yeah,
No, I get that. I can completely understand that. How tall are you for the record?
I'm 6'10".
6'10". That is tall,
Yeah.
man.
My mom, she's 6'5", and
What?
my mom's. I had to come from somewhere, bro. You think I was growing in a test tube?
6'5", though.
6'5",
Wow.
yeah.
I mean, I don't. Oh, hold on. That's my phone talking. Hey, what are you doing, phone?
Right.
Stop.
Siri couldn't believe his mom was 6'5" either.
I know, right? I'm just thinking about.
Everyone's just in disbelief.
Listen, here's what you're not hearing that I'm hearing in my head is 6'5" is a tough ass whooping to get as a kid. I mean, when you come with it, you coming with it at 6. That's like having, John Cena come in and put the smackdown on you or The Rock or somebody. It's like, shit, man, come on.
You can't see me.
You can't see me. So what? I know you do comedy.
Everyone can see her.
Everybody can see her. What do you do otherwise for a living?
Oh, I'm full-time comedy.
You just do comedy.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
I do gigs, and I've also been doing comedy writing sessions
Okay.
with a younger comedian.
That's amazing,
because I've been doing comedy for 7 years, but I've been trying to write jokes since I was 15.
Yeah, I'm similar in a way of speaking.
And I'm obsessed with joke structure and
I love it too, man.
Just like the craftsmanship of material is something.
See, now that's a conversation right there that's fascinating to me, is how you craft a punchline and craft a joke, and because that, I've been writing my rant now. This will be number we are off this week, but next week will be number 801. That I've done. And
congrats, man.
Oh, thank you, man. I appreciate it. It's longer than some TV shows run.
That's crazy.
For a weekly episode. You know what I mean? But when you have to write that frequently and you have to deliver that type of material, you have to have some kind of structure to make it work right. And there are different techniques and tactics.
Totally, yeah.
With
There's
words.
like almost templates, like a one that's really easy is a rule of 3.
Yeah, I use the rule of 3 often. Yeah.
It's kind of like zig-zag.
Yeah, it's
because you do one to establish the pattern, a second to reinforce it, and a third to break it.
Yeah, that's right. And so in my case, if I'm going to do something and I'm going to describe someone, I'm going to use 3 things. I might say shovel chin, wank-eyed, knuckle dragging bitch. And so those are my 3 things. Well, I'm just saying. I mean, those are 3 things I might do.
A list of 3. It's just like there's something. It's just
It's
just satisfying.
Thing.
Yeah, I don't know why it is.
Yeah.
Why'd you look at me when you said that?
Why wouldn't I look at you when I said that?
Apologize, Patrick. The man is heavily armed.
That's good. Fair point. Fair point, man. Fair point on that.
And he has very heavy arms. Look at those things.
He's got the guns and the guns.
Yeah, man, for real.
Yeah. So, where all do you? What's your favorite place to play then? When you perform?
I love the Looney Bin. That's kind of like my the Looney Bin or the Joint. Those are my home clubs.
Yeah. Okay.
I get to work out there. There's an open mic tonight. We just go to test material
at Looney Bin.
The Joints.
Oh, the Joint. Okay.
It starts at 8:00.
Yeah.
And if you want to come sign up starts at 7.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
And it's always fun if you think you can do comedy to go out and try to do it.
Oh, absolutely. Everyone who's like, oh yeah, man, I always wanted to do it. Try it.
Yeah, no.
I think everyone who thinks they should do comedy should try it.
No,
to find out you probably can.
There's 2 things. Yeah, there's 2 things I think everybody should do. Everybody should have to serve in the military at least 2 years, and everybody should have to try stand-up comedy just to see what it's like. Yeah, and if you do it early enough,
I would add food service to that list.
Food service, that would be good too. Yeah, I wouldn't mind that being added to the list. Maybe
just because people will appreciate all of those things.
Yeah, no, I can see kind of the service industry aspect. Yeah, that's interesting.
But yeah, if there's any aspiring comedians out there, if you want to just hit me up, do you mind if I drop my Instagram?
No, but please do.
Great. I'm at Crazy Tall Comic. So if you want to DM me. I'm also on Facebook, just my name, Lucas Smith. Just DM me. It's only $25 an hour.
Crazy Tall Comic.
Yeah, Crazy Tall Comic.
That's great. And I guess I don't think about it. I do think about it, but I just did. Which is that you have a whole different segment of material that you can carve out because of that. And I'm sure that you've leaned on that, obviously, with the name to some degree.
I have to open with it.
Well, you have to. You have to
because the
address
second I get on
elephant
stage,
in the
all
room.
anyone is thinking is like, he's so big.
Yeah.
And I have to address like, yes, I am aware of that fact as well.
No, I'm certain of it. I'm certain of it. Have you found, and I wouldn't know, have you found that some ladies just, they're just so curious what it's like to be with a guy that tall, that big?
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Yeah. So that is a thing.
Yeah, there's a place not too far from here. It's a 4-quarter, the bar over there.
Yeah.
There's like the upstairs area. The roof is kind of like lower, and I have to physically like bend down, like just have like a hunch in my back just to be up there.
Wow.
And for whatever reason, like 2 women have taken me home just from being up there. It's like, wow, you can't even fit up here.
No. But I'll tell you where I can fit.
Yeah.
I bet I can fit in your car right now.
Yeah.
Pineapple Express.
Yeah, that's right. The Pineapple Express, baby. That's great. That's great. No, I don't like having fringe benefits, That is lovely.
Absolutely.
That's why I got a bald head and a fat ass. Those are benefits, right?
Absolutely.
I thought so. Now I feel a little different about it. Okay, let's do something a little bit different here.
Are you looking for funeral entertainment? Have you ever thought,
this funeral is kind of sad.
turn that lifeless funeral into a funeral? Call the Postmortem Party Pros at Flatline. We'll have music, disco lights to light your way into the eternal dark. Karaoke.
Staying alive. Sit down and wait your turn.
There'll be stand-up comedians.
Anybody here dead?
We can even have the deceased make a special entrance on a zip line.
Grandma?
Dressed up like an angel.
Aww.
Ooh.
She never could drive, am I right?
It's not a estuary, it's a mortuary. Flatline Entertainment. Breathing some life into funerals. Body not included. Complimentary air fresheners. Like us on Facebook and Death Yelp.
All right, let's do this. Have you been injured? You need an attorney with a passion for people and an obsession with justice. That attorney is Tim Reed in Little Rock. Look, they've won $1.3 million in wrongful death, almost $1 million in medical malpractice, and in insurance dispute. These guys know what they're doing, but more importantly, he's not a figurehead of some kind. He's not just some person on a poster with a picture of a rig or a smile or his dog with him. This is a real guy you can text with, you can talk to, and who will take good care of you. He'll work with you personally to get what you deserve. Check out readfirm.com. Do you live or work in Conway, and are you a vapor? Yeah, and listen, stop going to crappy gas stations to get your vapes. Go to Crazy J's. They've got 2 locations in Conway, every kind of flavor you can imagine. Not only that, but if you love the electric lettuce, and who doesn't, they've got all kinds of glassware, some of the coolest stuff that you've ever seen. So no matter whether you're trying to get your vape on or your bud on, Crazy J's is the way to go. Check them out. They've got 2 locations in Conway. Crazy J's for all your vape and smoke needs, baby. All right, we are back. Let's talk about this real quick before we get into This Shit Ain't Funny. 4 in 10 Americans, it says, are actively doing more good deeds before the end of 2024 to make up for the rest of the year. It says a new survey of 2,000 revealed 43% are using the end of the year to compensate for the rest of the year to increase their good deeds or like volunteering or donating, things like that. Do you think,
I don't think that's how it works.
No? No.
It's always the holidays. Like, I want to hear about somebody doing a good deed when it's 115 degrees outside, the air conditioner's not working, and they're pissed off.
That's when you do them.
Yeah, I try.
Yeah.
It's in my mind to do a good deed.
Yeah, no, I got you. Are you a good deed person? Do you like to do things like that?
Yeah, I try and help people out when I can. I like the writing sessions I do. Like, they are a means of income, but they're also a way to, like, kind of invest in the next generation of comedians.
Yeah, no, that is something that's a good deed in a way.
Because a lot of, like, new comics, they're trying to play a game without even knowing the rules.
Yeah,
they don't know
that's
there
true.
are rules.
No, and that's true, man. That is very true. There are a lot of rules, really, when you think about it.
Is there a lot of etiquette for, like, comics?
Yeah.
I mean, just like you were talking about rules, like common things that you should know, like when you're,
when you're performing, if you're going to take the mic out of the stand, move the stand.
Yeah. Yeah.
You want to be at the front of the stage. You don't want anything obstructing you.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of a performance rule. Yeah. An etiquette rule is don't steal someone's joke.
Obviously,
Okay,
yeah.
right.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
still.
That's an easy one to
It's
mark.
sad that you even need to like say that, but like there's some people out there
Oh,
like,
no,
legitimately
I mean-
don't understand that like, oh yeah, you're supposed to write your own stuff.
Because, I mean, just for like myself and Anna Lynn, like there's etiquette amongst the announcers of
Yeah.
like certain things that you're expected to just know how to do.
Can you give me one? Because I that's a whole new world to me.
I mean, I would say for us, number one that I probably get complimented on is actually going and like getting talent's names and like all their information.
Mhm.
Right. A lot of talent are usually like, thanks
Yeah.
for asking me how to actually
Yeah.
pronounce my name.
Yeah. No, that's exactly right. You
Another one is looking the part, having a suit or dress on. I can't tell you how many announcers think
Oh my
it's
God.
okay to just wear a t-shirt and jeans and yell into a microphone.
yeah, you don't see Bruce Buffer like
What was that? Yeah.
that. Yeah, no, that's not going to do it. Yeah, no, that's not going to do it. No, people will steal jokes. People use internet jokes, and that probably
that drives me up the wall.
that's probably the most aggravating thing I can see.
When I just saw a meme on Facebook,
Yeah,
and I see it at the
and
open mic. the
you're
other-
turning
the
it
next night.
into a punchline that is cliche and trite. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I had a comedian that I used to book back when I was aggressively, running comedy rooms, and I was booking people from all over the country. And this guy was a faux Irishman. Come to find out later, he really wasn't Irish. But he had come, and I'd booked him 2 or 3 times, and I had no idea that he was pilfering. And sometimes it happens accidentally. Like you could get a line somebody said and osmosis that in, and you might not recognize it. It can happen.
Right.
But when it's
Called cryptomnesia.
Yeah, but when it's a 5-minute joke,
And it's
that you didn't stumble into.
Right.
No
And
way.
I was literally, I booked him for my own show, which I'm headlining and he's opening for.
Mm-hmm.
I booked him, and I'm sitting there watching him, and my buddy goes, "He's doing your joke." And I'm like, "He damn sure is." And he wasn't doing, it wasn't just a joke, it was a close that I had used for
It was
probably,
a whole bit.
oh no, it was a 5 to
Wow.
7 minute bit. And
It was your closer?
yeah, and he changed about 2 things in it.
I was going to say word for word, basically.
Very, very close.
Are you
Wow.
freaking kidding me?
Yeah, that's what I said. That's what I said.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm gonna beat some Irish ass.
Yeah. No, I
Fighting Irish, you better believe it.
Right.
no, he didn't ever get booked again.
Yeah.
I didn't interrupt it because it's, that's a disrespect to the audience. They don't know,
Yeah.
and they don't have to be a victim of his shenanigans.
Right.
But no, I never booked him again. But I thought, man, how many people, when you go around, are you collecting bits from that you can come back and do my own closing bit in front of me and not realize it's mine?
I was going to say, did he like take off and leave, or did you catch him backstage afterwards?
Oh no,
and be
he,
like, hey.
he left all right.
Yeah,
No,
so,
he left.
so he knew what he was doing.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know if he knew, but he knew how I felt about it. I'll tell you that.
Oh, okay.
That kind
That's
of
what.
flagrant hack is
Yeah.
just so. Oh man, it makes my skin crawl.
No,
Oh, absolutely. But that's
Well, it's intellectual theft.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly,
Well,
when
that was a.
writing is one of the most, painting or writing, whether it's music or words, are one of the most original things any human can do.
Yeah.
Right.
Because it originates all right here, and then that's where it all happens. So
Well,
when
and
you
it's-
take that, I mean, that's the ultimate.
And
you
it's
know?
even happened on the, because I remember, wasn't it a few years ago, there was a big thing about, what was it, Carlos Mencia?
Carlos
stealing-
Mencia and
yeah.
Amy Schumer.
Yeah.
She's a hack.
Yeah.
I can't stand her, man. I swear to God that Anthony Jeselnik wrote her first set. You think I'm kidding, man? Go watch that set and tell me it doesn't sound like Anthony Jeselnik. Then watch her next set, the leather set.
Yeah.
It's the biggest piece of trash I've ever seen in my comedy life.
Polar opposite.
It's
yeah.
absolute junk.
It
Wow.
could be.
There's
Oh,
not one redeeming thing in it.
by
to
the
me.
way, a huge Justin Luke fan. He just dropped a special on Netflix
Did
today.
he?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
did
called
he?
Bones and All. Go check it out.
I gotta go.
Yeah,
check
I haven't
it
even
out.
seen it yet, but I know it's good.
I love that thing, man.
I'm so excited. He's the Dark Prince of comedy.
No,
He's
he
the
is.
best.
He and Daniel Tosh have both have a really unique way of
Yeah,
delivering
love Tosh,
that's
too.
horrible
I haven't heard
things.
in forever.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
his stand-up. A lot of people know him from Tosh Point.
Yeah, that's where I was. Yeah.
But if you go watch Happy Thoughts,
Yeah.
Oh my god.
that's the name of it. That
So
is a
good.
clinic on stand-up.
All right.
It's wild.
And completely serious and people pleaser.
Yeah.
All three
All
are
of them.
just bangers.
Yeah.
They're
I'm a
so good.
huge fan of stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
Well, if you
Oh,
haven't watched his, watch it because he does a clinic on how you can deliver some of the most offensive material and still make people laugh.
All
I'm
right.
happy to be there.
It's still totally palatable.
Right.
Yeah, he did a like a 3-minute abortion joke. And I don't like abortion jokes, but it was so good. It was so well done. Then when I got to the end of it, I was like, I'm down,
Yeah.
and that's the goal. When you
Well-
write, you want to write something and deliver something in a way that you can take the unfathomable
Right.
and make it somehow funny,
Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
right? I mean, that's
That's
the goal.
I've heard of that back from like Carlin days. I mean,
Yeah.
remember his old joke about,
Oh, it's my favorite
Yeah.
of all time.
He had an old joke you can make rape funny. Think of, Porky Pig raping Elmer Fudd or something.
Yeah.
No, I mean,
Not that it is,
the,
but
the thing
Yeah.
about we talk about this a lot here.
Yeah, in that same routine, it talks about like you can make anything. It just depends on what the exaggeration.
yeah, that's what I was
Yeah.
saying. Like,
Yeah.
it's so, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well-
because in every joke, like it needs one huge exaggeration. Like every once in a while, you'll see a story about like a guy broke into a place, stole a bunch of things, and while
Right.
he was in there, he raped an 80-year-old woman. And I'm thinking to myself, why? What kind of a social life does this guy have?
Yeah, no, I think about there's humor to be worked there. Something
Yeah.
with beef jerky comes to mind. That is wrong. That is wrong. I'm sorry, that's wrong. Yeah, Carlin comes up. We have a lot of comedians in here, and Carlin, his name comes up a lot, as it probably should.
I
But
think he's a staple among the.
well, he
I
is
mean, at this point.
to me.
Him and Pryor are probably the
Yeah.
best to ever do it.
Well, a lot of people would say so. I think that what he did better than most is he was so committed to rote memorization.
Oh,
And
incredible.
in a
to his
in-
last special. Too.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
in an order that every single word meant something, and that is that's not easy to do in comedy at all.
No.
It's not easy to do in anything, any kind of writing where every word means something and matters. And so he was very judicious
Yeah.
in his use of language, and his cleverness on twist of words is pretty unrivaled, honestly. But yeah, I love Carl. I
Yeah.
like a lot of people.
Pure
Though.
poetry, man.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
As
What
far
was
as comedy
funny
goes, yeah.
Is remember Carlin? If you watch some of his stand up and some of his good raunchy stuff, and
Yeah.
then think back that he was one of the main voices on the children's show Thomas the Tank Engine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How
No.
hard up were they?
Hey, listen, I was watching something called Picture Pages when I was a kid. That's Bill Cosby. Yeah, think about that for a minute. Yeah, that was my guy. Yeah, he's pretty innocent, huh? All right, let's do this because we need to.
Listen up now, I'll tell you a story. Without a doubt, it's kinda gory. It's the worst news you could ever hear. Things just like this make you fear. Lying lunched on a dumb guy's knee, or a big hard fuck drowning some honey. Why you laughing? Why you laughing? This shit ain't funny. What?
It's not. Don't laugh.
I feel like we haven't heard your hit song at all today. Have we not?
We did. We heard it earlier, man. We played it. I know it's.
We just didn't talk about
I
it.
need to drop a new one. It's starting to get like that now. You hear it and you don't even hear it now.
Falling off the Billboard
No,
segment
it's
charts.
probably down on the charts today, to be honest.
You can't put that fire out.
That's right, baby. That's right. That's right. That's right. You quote that one. Morgue workers were in for a surprise when the dead man they were about to cremate woke up. The man that's right. That's right. We're about to load him in, getting ready to spark it up. Matter of fact, they'd already sparked it up. The man, Rotosh, she's 45, shocked onlookers, I imagine, when he began breathing right as he was about to be burned in the crematorium
It's a
in
heavy
India.
sleeper.
I guess so. Yeah, he was wrapped in a blanket. He opened his eyes, looked dazed. Well, how else are you going to look when you wake up from dead? An ambulance quickly called to take him to the hospital. Where guess what happened?
He died.
That's right. He died again. That's right. He died again. Yeah.
What if you're that guy that has to light it back up?
Well, it's like,
They brought him back. Like, are you sure this time? You know.
no, if you're the ambulance driver, you're like, I'm not coming back. No, he's dead. He's dead. Let's go. Let's go, Jim. Yeah.
Just pull a Yui back to the crematorium.
It's always how it happens. They always wake up right before they're going to get embalmed or cremated.
man.
They rush them to the hospital and then they die and they just bring them back. It's like, just kill them. Finish them off there, would you?
Trying to get like frequent flyer miles or something here.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I can't sleep when it's hot either.
That's fair. That's fair, man. That's fair. Yeah.
If the fan goes off, I'm up, man.
No, that's good. That's good. I like that. That's good. Yeah. Marion County Sheriff's deputies say a man fell from scaffolding. Uh-oh. Not if you use Legion scaffold, you won't. A man fell from scaffolding at the World Equestrian Center and died Monday afternoon. He was a construction worker. Fell just before 1 p.m. Oh, so right after lunch, too, man. You know, he just ate lunch. He came back. He's probably a little bitchy about it. God damn, man, I'm tired, man. And then the next thing you know, well, he fell just before 1 p.m. 911 operators were called. Construction is underway for a new event center and shopping plaza. They said they have to be strapped to the roof when they're doing it. So hearing that someone's doing construction who knows how tall it is makes you think they're strapped in, they're being safe. But obviously, that's not what happened. She said her dad works in roofing often and has to do construction on scaffolding. So I couldn't imagine getting the phone call and hearing that he'll never come home. What I guess I don't know who this is talking about it, but the bottom line is this guy's dead.
Yeah.
It's all over. Yeah.
Just wasted $15 on a McRib.
Right.
Yeah, right. No doubt, man. That was a waste, wasn't it? Yeah.
It always is.
Yeah, I never got to
Hey, there will be no McRib slander.
Hold on. Here, I'm gonna set your life free today. Are you a McRib guy?
I love a McRib.
All right, I'm about to set your life free. I'm about to give you a gift today, one that you never expected to get. But if you go to Dollar General for $1.25, you go back in their cooler and they have a McRib right there. It is the McRib. I don't give a damn what they say. It says barbecue rib sandwich. It's a McRib. It tastes just like the McRib. Looks like the McRib. Go on and get it for $1.25 anytime you want at DG, baby. You're welcome.
At DG, though, I think it's actually the McRib.
Wow.
Do you see this? Do you understand what I just did for this man?
He looks amazed,
No,
too, man.
I'm so excited.
I've just broken him. I've just loaded his freezer with his every dream today. He's about to go right down the road here, and you just go right on down Broadway, hook a left down there, and it's right there, and you just load him up.
You told him that information, and his brain was buffering worse than the Tyson Paul fight.
Yeah, no, that's exactly right. About the same one. Yeah, no, it's 100% true.
For a good minute.
I'm not even joking about that.
I wanna thank you for slandering the McRib because now I've been gifted.
Yeah, you see what I did? What I did
Yeah,
there?
everything happens for a reason, guys.
That's right. It truly does. And
You go down to
you're
DG
welcome.
and get you a McRibbit. You go right in.
Hey, it's every bit as good as the other one, I promise. Just don't let the bun stay in as long because they'll get a little tough.
Don't read the ingredients.
That's a pro tip.
Yeah, that's definitely a pro tip. Okay, let's see if we can get one more out of this before we go. I've been threatening to do this. Let me just do this. Andy.
Sir.
Do you have any stories in your life of someone that you were familiar with? Maybe it could have been at work, could have been anywhere, who had a bad injury or something, or got killed?
Yeah, injury, yeah.
Yeah, what happened?
A buddy of mine fell approximately 30 feet on a job. There was a hole in the ceiling they were working. He fell through and bounced like a basketball.
He bounced like a basketball. He's 30 feet, you said? It's like 3 stories, man.
He lived, and he's
mostly fine?
yeah, he's fine. He's hurt some, but yeah.
Yeah, he's hurt some.
Yeah, he still has some.
He's like
soreness
50
and-
Cent. He walks with a limp now. I'm all right.
Yeah, fitty man.
Yeah. Did he, was it his own fault?
I don't know the story 100%.
Did he get paid?
That I don't know.
Okay. Well, you don't know anything, but he fell.
Yeah, that's all that matters.
Okay, no, that was the important part, I guess. What do you know? What was injured when he fell?
Several broken bones.
Several, even.
Several. The back injuries. I don't know. On the spot, I don't know.
Okay.
I'd have
Yeah. Interesting, though.
Was
yeah.
he unconscious?
I'm sure.
He said he bounced.
Yeah, you're right.
No, I've heard that. I've heard that before. You know, we were doing.
I don't think the human body is supposed to do that.
Well, it's not meant to be dribbled. No.
I spent many years working in rock quarries. I watched a guy cut a finger off.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Well, start talking, man. We're waiting.
On an electric motor, you've got pulleys on one side and pulleys on the other, from down to your head pulley that runs a conveyor belt and whatever. If you're putting that belt on, sometimes you have to get the tools out and shrink that down. Just think like a bicycle chain. If it's tight, you can't get it on. So you have to get the tools out. Well, sometimes people are lazy, and you can get that belt half on and have somebody bump the button that turns that on, and it'll suck it up on there.
Pull it on, yeah.
Yeah, I watched it.
So he went to pull it on, and it just.
Yep. He had his finger in the wrong spot, and it ate it right off.
Oh man, the whole thing or part of it, or what?
Right about the bottom.
Oh yeah, that ain't gonna grow back.
No, it didn't grow back.
No, that won't grow back. No,
One
but
of the coolest things I've ever seen is about 19 years old. I was like, oh wow, that just happened.
Wow, that did.
Get this, it bounced.
What? the finger did?
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, I would imagine it would.
Starting
Yeah.
to see a pattern in your stories here.
They put it in this lunchbox, went to the doctor, and they couldn't reattach it.
Yeah, no, mine bounced when I cut it off in a saw, but I cut it off here, and so it grew back. Believe it or not, which was when the doctor told me that, I'm like, listen, you're stupid, man. I said, I took 8th grade science. I'm not a lizard. That shit doesn't grow back, boss. And he goes, no, if it's above the first knuckle, it does. And I was like,
what?
Yeah, and it did. It's got a little bit of a Detroit lean.
Sounds like
and I can't feel anything right there. But otherwise, yeah, it all came back.
Sounds like a good cover story for the conspiracy about lizard people walking amongst us.
Might be.
Just saying,
Might
Mr.
be.
Lizard Man.
Well, I might be. I am the Lizard King.
Remember, he wrote, plug your book, was that Hot Love, Cold Blood?
Cold Blood, Hot Love, yeah. Hot Blood, Cold Love.
You're
whatever.
welcome.
Cold Love, Hot Blood, yeah. Whatever it is. Cold Blood, Hot Love, yeah. Yeah, no, that's my erotic thriller.
Grow back.
Yeah. No, I mean, hey, there's some stuff about that. Yeah. There's some growing that goes on. I'll tell you that much. A lot of growing going on. Yeah, I've written 2 or 3 books, actually. You can check those out over at patrickandthepeople.com if you're interested. I will warn you that that one is extra smutty, and I wrote it that way on purpose. But I swear to God, sometimes I'm mad at myself. You'll get this as a writing guy. I get mad at myself because I love the story I wrote so much because it started as a joke. It was just an excuse. It was just an excuse to write a sex story that was really dumb because everybody was cashing in on it. But me, I can't not do science. So if I'm going to do it, the science has to be right. So I just studied the science. Then I made the story. I was like, well, it's got to be a little funny. So I put some humor in it. And by the time I was done, I was like, this is a good story, man. There's just a lot of banging that happens in it, you know? So, yeah, if you like that or you're interested, feel free to check it out. All right. I think we're about done with that, man. So what do you got going on the rest of the day, my man?
Oh, man, chilling. I still got, the regular, what we call the shoot job. So, got to go home. And I work from home. I'm luckily blessed enough to do that, and helps out being a single dad. But, I got that. And then going to, I think we're doing Thanksgiving at, Golden Corral.
Oh, are you?
That's what we're
Okay.
going to do, get together with the family, and that's it. And
Was
then,
that or Popeyes?
Yeah, one of the two.
You made the right choice, I think.
And then Saturday, we got Gladiator Championship Wrestling.
All right. Andy, what's you're headed home to do some work, I guess.
It's deer season, man.
Oh, you getting out in the deer woods,
Oh,
man.
yeah, it's time to go back. I should have been out this morning, but I'm here with you.
Man, I appreciate that. I thank you for your sacrifice.
That's saying a lot.
It does, man, and I appreciate it. My buddy who was hunting the other day, I was talking to him. He goes, it was crazy, man. I'm up in the deer stand. He goes, and these hogs or pigs, whatever they are, start running, and I was getting ready to shoot one, and then I saw the bear that was chasing him, and he ended up shooting a bear. So he got like a 300, 400-pound black bear.
That's funny. I had a pig the other day that was actually a pet.
Yeah.
I was watching some deer at my feeder, just kick back in the blind. They didn't know I was there. I like to just kick back and watch them. You don't have to shoot every single one of them.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
They perked up and they took off, and I was like, oh, what's coming? And a pig walks out. That is the last thing that I expected to see walk out
Wow.
of the woods.
And ran them off.
Yeah, chased them off. Well, it didn't chase them. They were just scared of it.
Yeah, the noise probably.
No,
Yeah.
it's a pet there from a neighbor. That just
That's
happened-
funny. He just
happened to
wandered
have,
over.
Found my corn feeder, and it's been there every day.
Okay. All right. What do you got going the rest of the day, man?
I have the open mic at the joint tonight. Starts
Yeah.
at 8 o'clock. Some of the best local comedians in the area are going to come out, try some new stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of them are funny. A lot of them are not. Stick around to see who it is.
Now, again, on you said Instagram, it's Big Tall Comic.
At Crazy Tall Comic.
Crazy
Yeah,
Tall
yeah.
Comic. My bad. Crazy Tall Comic. And tell him your name again.
Lucas Smith.
Lucas Smith, but Crazy Tall Comic. You can find him that way on Instagram, and then follow him and check him out tonight at
The Joint. Yep.
The Joint.
The Joint
Yeah.
Comedy Theater House. Yep.
Where is that?
it's
In the Argenta
Okay.
district. Yep.
Yeah, Argenta. Bundy, just come around, stand here real quick. So everybody, if anybody needs to get a hold of Bundy Electric today, because